The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Feel Good Friday, January 7th, 2022. And there's a lot to talk about because a lot is happening in the world we live in.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that we could definitely lead off with. For instance, FanDuel is live in the state of New York. It doesn't matter if you're in the city, upstate Buffalo, or any of the towns in between. 9 a.m. manana. FanDuel says hello to the state of New York. Congrats to New York. Welcome.
There we go.
Register today, pre-register today before the 9 a.m. launch. You get a $100 bonus immediately upon that. And there's going to be boosts all weekend. Giveaway boosts all weekend. We saw the email that they wanted us to promote. And they said as soon as it gets enacted, we'll put it out and we'll talk about it for our people. If you're in New York, these motherfuckers are going to be giving away money all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Pat, would you mind putting your name on this boost? What's the boost? If blah, blah, blah runs for a quarter of a yard, everybody basically gets even money. I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, I'd like that to go towards my
On the record.
on
Yeah.
my record.
Yeah,
Please. I'd like to go
That's
that
right.
on my Super Boost
It will be.
record.
It will be.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like the minutes to report that I did. I might. I mean,
We'll
who knows
see.
if old buddy will get a quarter of a yard, but or a point or half a point will be scored. These are the ones that they're. I would like those to go on the record because they did take money from FanDuel for people in the great state of New York.
Sounds good.
Congratulations to New York.
There we go.
New York.
Pre-register today, you get a $100 bonus, okay? So we can't thank you enough for joining our family in New York. Can't wait to get to your states. New York's the most recent one. Ohio's happening this year. Something's going on down in Florida about a petition. I don't know how that, but there's more states coming on and on. And with the amount of money that New York's about to see, now they're going to lose, FanDuel. FanDuel's going to lose.
Yeah.
But there's going to be an overwhelming amount of money gambled, I think, in the first year in which they're getting like some 51% tax rate off of the amount of money that the state of New York is about to generate and bring in is going to make every other state that is potentially on the fence go, oh, we should do that.
Have to do
oh, we should do that. So welcome everybody to the FanDuel family.
You did it.
We're trying to take every fucking dollar they got.
That's right. That's right.
Bankrupt them.
There's other news as well. A toilet-licking thought has infiltrated the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers hotel and potentially had inside information before Antonio Brown and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had their situation on Sunday against the Jets in the third quarter. She knew it beforehand. She is on the record now stating, and this is Ava Louise, an OnlyFans model. She is on the record as stating that Antonio Brown kept murmuring to wait till you see what I do tomorrow. Wait till I see what I do tomorrow. She said that they filmed a couple porns on her phone.
That's right.
He insisted that is the case. Ava Louise also said she had to sneak in to get to the hotel because hotels are locked down due to the COVID protocol bubbles. That is not the only. NFL hotels' rooms have been locked down basically since the beginning of the NFL. Every time we would go into a hotel, there was cops sitting at the end of each thing where the stairs are, where the elevator is, whichever wings, there was cops waiting there because you don't want any of the home team fans potentially getting in there and causing a ruckus. I don't know if it was necessarily implemented strictly to keep thoughts out of hotel rooms, but I do believe that is also what it became over time. I think there has been a lot of stories that I have heard where people have tried to sneak people. Sweatsuits.
Yeah.
Beanies. Fresh J's. Just walk right behind me, no big deal. Give a fist bump to the security. Okay, you'll be able to get past, all right? Hey, what's up, man? I get your playbook in an iPad. Fist bump, fist bump. Whoa, 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 what is that? Get her out of here.
Right now. Seahawks last year.
I'm not yet. Happened in training camp, Seahawks last year. And by the way, the story I just told did not happen in our particular hotel, but it certainly happened in a friend of mine's other team that he was in. I got a FaceTime immediately upon hearing about it from said hotel. Walk through what happened right here. This guy caught So this has been something that's been happening for a long time where players have tried to sneak significant others or friends into hotels. The fact that they were able to get in to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hotel with these COVID protocols, with Tom fucking Brady probably in the area, that is cause for concern as well. And I think a lot of people, listened to Ava Louise's story and thought immediately like, oh, Antonio Brown doesn't care about his team yet again. He's doing all this. I mean, valid, and all these are conduct detrimentals that if there was a grievance filed from Antonio to Tampa Bay, all these things are probably getting stacked up, especially with Ava Louise coming out and saying, I do potentially have money for the Rona. She tested positive and said, hey, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, test your team. And this is all B-A-N-A-N-A-S. I mean, this shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This entire story. I don't know if there's any precedent. There is not a precedent to what has happened from Antonio Brown and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the last few weeks. And OnlyFans thought getting tossed in the middle of it is a beautiful, and I don't even want to say icing on the cake because we have no idea if this thing's going to end. I saw him filming, I think, a music video yesterday. Yep. I mean, there is a lot going on. This is only going to continue, but I think the real conversation should be how the hell. And now Ava Louise is college educated. We saw that from DMs.
She's right. She's cool.
She's cool. She did school in.
Yeah.
She did school in. Which, once again, the more we see Antonio Brown, the way he communicates with people, we do believe that those were his words and his side of the story, but we don't think he wrote that entire...
Safe assumption.
We're not 100% sure.
Can never be sure.
Can never be too sure.
Shout out
but
Lil Booty.
Trent, Lil Booty,
Lil Booty.
You getting porn, dude.
Yeah, cool as hell.
Any private conversation leaked is always going to be interesting from a third party, independent party, whatever the case. They seem to have great chemistry in the DMs. They ended up meeting up with each other. They did have sex, is what Ava Louise says. Nice. She took a picture of him sleeping. Classic gotcha. Julian Edelman got this before. Zion got this before. I believe there's many others that have got this. So Antonio Brown said he got to be out by 7. Got a meeting with Tom Brady, is what Ava Louise said. But he did sleep. She did not, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But the plot thickens between Antonio Brown and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have terrible security in their hotel. And they have the greatest player of all time in there. They have everything going on. How the fuck does Ava... Now, Ava, she even got so close, she took a photo of, like... meetings are on this floor.
Quarterbacks.
Food's on this floor. Yeah. Quarterbacks are here. Specialists are here. Yeah, she got even in through there. Yeah. So incredibly strategic way to get up to the room. They did their thing, and now she has COVID. And I don't know if she was implying that Antonio Brown gave it to her, or she might have seen other. I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming if Ava's sneaking in at Tampa Bay Buccaneers hotel, she is also not quarantining herself on Sunday.
Yeah.
The next day.
She's out and about.
Yeah, or Monday or Tuesday or whatever, So who knows who got it, who gave it to Ava Louise. But she is now COVID positive, and she is on the record as saying that her and Antonio Brown fucked each other on Saturday night.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and we knew that was going to happen. AB loves nothing more than getting his Tootsie Roll smooched. He's showed that, several times in the past.
You actually referenced this, 2 days ago?
I did. And will and behold, here it is.
Gonna be upset.
Exactly. She probably will be upset. But does this end like the whole grievance deal because it was all premeditated? Like he told her. I mean, if all this stuff is
once again, we have to take everybody's side and go, maybe.
Right.
She seems to have a lot of detail.
A lot of detail.
Yeah, she was at least in the building. Yeah. I don't... To figure out what... I guess it's all on tape, though. I guess it is all on tape. We will find out. I guess. By the way, just like the sidelines, Antonio Brown and Tampa Bay, this entire thing has been documented. I'm starting to realize now. His rendezvous with toilet licking, fame, legend, Ava Louise.
Subscribe.
She has photos of the trip, so you could definitely do some sort of, what's that called? What's that dude's
reenactment? Collage?
No. What's that called? The
Ken Burns?
Ken Burns. You can do Ken Burns effects on those pictures.
Yeah.
This whole thing has been documented completely. Up in the room, she alleges that he asked her to film them having sex and then send it to her. So that's on camera. Probably conversations in there. Is that whenever he said, wait, TC, do more?
Probably.
Is that what he's doing? So that's on. And then we assume the NFL Films has the entire sideline thing. Danny Boy Hustle Hard's got to have some sort of something in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got cameras on him now. He was at the Nets Bucks game. That's on camera. He's shooting a movie. This is all going to be documented, I think. That's why he was saying my Netflix series is going to go
through the roof.
Yeah.
It's interesting he packed for 2 weeks in New York, Just
No, he's not. He's going shopping. He's at his dude's store.
Yeah.
Pay attention to follow the story. He was at Danny's.
look at the suitcase he got.
He was at Danny HA5's store this morning.
That's right.
Okay.
Pat used to never pack for trips. He would always just land in the city and buy buy a week's worth of clothes in the city he landed in.
That is a factual statement.
I know.
And then I would leave them for the piles in places, and then guess what I would do? I'm flying back home. I'm sleeping for probably 2 days straight, and then I'm on a plane somewhere. And where are we doing? What are we doing? We going out tonight? We going to a beach? We going to a club? What do I need? We're going to probably be going to like a little sports bar type thing. Perfect. Going to Target, picking up some Mossimo, who's now in jail. I'm going to go get some Mossimo, and then I need some underwear. I always brought my own toothpaste, though.
Smart.
Because I wanted a good toothpaste. Going to those games, by the way, one outfit. I'm wearing it to the game. I'm wearing it home from the game. And as soon as I get to the hotel, I'm putting on basketball shorts, a hoodie, and slippers, and I'm sleeping basically until the meeting. So, yeah, I travel light. I think I'm in and out. Antonio Brown did have that big bag, but I think that was more accessory as opposed to actual clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, bunch of Game Boys in there.
Some jackets.
Just to get battery
Coloring.
dies.
What do
You
you do,
can't
like,
find batteries.
bored?
You know?
Like coloring books?
Oh, Game Boys, like Pokemon.
Yeah, like playing Tetris and stuff. Like
Mario Party.
I did not expect. You don't expect Antonio Brown to have a bunch of Game Boys.
that. You never know.
You never know what
This
you're gonna
guy's
do.
wacky. You never know what he's up to.
And by the way, we honestly, if it is premeditated, which is what Ava Louise, the OnlyFans
Grad school.
MBA,
Yeah.
Yep.
she is.
She's nice with it.
Hey, and a lot of people would like to bury her because she licked the toilet.
No.
Okay, that is
Wow.
literally how
At the height of COVID.
every single headline says toilet licking model found in Antonio Brown's hotel room night before outburst or whatever. And then they would go even deeper in there. Only models porn star who licks toilets with Antonio Brown night for you. And now, that was just a trend, I assume, right? Was that a trend she started? I don't remember the
don't think
toilet
she
licking.
It was
Started.
during like the whole COVID's not real, Rudy Gobert touching everything. She was licking toilets. It was like along those lines, basically.
That's why it was. Out of context, going to be tough for her to explain, though. And I assume she's not even trying to at this point.
Probably not.
but
No.
She is getting a lot of pub today, as is Antonio Brown. And I think that'll probably be the end of that story. You know, I think we will no longer have to talk about Antonio Brown. I'm happy it's all ended.
Thank you.
And
Hey,
her,
he has a hell of a run, AB.
and her OnlyFans is now booming. So business
is booming.
If I know anything about AB, though, there's going to be something that steps above this.
No, this is over.
I don't
No, this is
know.
done.
Done.
This
Come
is over.
on.
No, what are you talking about? It's done.
Oh, just
it.
wait.
It's a shame it's over because it's given us good conversation fodder here as we enter week 18 with nothing really on the line for a lot of teams that we really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fun.
Except for seeding, there's a couple seeding things that could potentially happen. Chargers Raiders is awesome. That's like a play-in game. That's cool. But aside from that, it's all about guessing who's playing so we know who we can bet on, guessing who isn't playing, so who's going to try, who's not going to try, who's dead, completely dead, who has a little bit of life to live. That's really the only conversation piece. So Antonio Brown doing what he did in MetLife Stadium in the middle of New Jersey there in the shadow
of New York City.
shadow of New York City
right.
is really carried us through here. And every day it's been like a new little wrinkle.
Continues to go.
Oh, how can we keep? There's no way we're going to have to talk about Antonio Brown tomorrow. And then you pick your head up off a little nap and it's like, he's banging in the toilet like a girl in a hotel.
Gotta talk.
Team hotel. And that's a wild scene there over
You
there.
mentioned the shadow of New York City, and I just joggled my mind to something I saw yesterday. Apparently, New York City is suing the Jets and Giants for $6 billion, calling themselves the New York Jets and the New York Giants.
I like
when
that.
they play in Jersey.
I like that.
Wow.
By the way, I like that. And this is no offense to anybody in New Jersey, but I don't think anybody in New Jersey would take. They're in Jersey. I mean, they are clearly in Jersey. Now, I get it, but Jersey people have probably been fighting this battle for a long time, and now it sounds like New York people are like, "Hey, stop using our name over there." Are they going to? They're going to have to get a team in the city then, if that's the case, right? Is that what they're trying to do?
Just do Newark Jets. It's basically the same goddamn thing.
Jersey, right? They probably just use.
I
Jersey.
mean, the 49ers don't play in San Francisco anymore.
They play in Santa Clara, and they actually got kicked out of their stadium in Santa Clara. But the New York Giants and the New York Jets is crazy because there's two teams, one stadium, one state, not the state that it's named after. But it is the area. I think that is why everybody in there kind of works in New York.
I mean, they're not saying this stuff when both the teams don't fucking stink.
Oh, so
You
now
know?
this is the city of New York saying, excuse me, you are now the Jersey Jets.
Right.
This feels like whenever you were representing us and all the people that flock into our city that are in the area, you were representing all of us. Now you guys, not once in the last 5 years, Giants, have you been above 500. Not even game one of a season. That's unbelievable to think of and to fathom. It's wild. It's crazy. State of New York is about to get a lot of money, though.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money with this game becoming.
Life's about to change for you guys. It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. So, congratulations. Now, a lot of people in New York, I assume, and this is just me judging us Italians being in a pretty prevalent manner in the New York area. Okay, New York City area. I don't know about upstate. I don't know if we ventured up there.
Like Syracuse up there?
Oh, we're up there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, it's just easiest place to go.
Because you go to Pittsburgh, there's a lot of rivers, right? You always have to see, like Philadelphia, there's a lot of action there. So the Italians, if you notice, like New York, Philly, then they'll go over to Pittsburgh, and then, let's go to Youngstown, and then they go to Chicago. There's always it feels like there is a pilgrimage almost. I did not know it went to upstate New York. Whatever the case, there's probably Italians up there. Just go ahead.
Buffalo ranks only behind New York, Philly, Chicago, Boston, Pittsburgh, Jersey, Newark, as far as Italian Americans.
Okay, so with that being said, everybody probably has had a bookie for a long time up there. It has probably been very common for a lot of people to gamble illegally, and the only reason why it was illegal is because they wouldn't allow it to happen for some fucking reason. Now, as the states are letting it in, wait until you see how convenient, easy, how quickly you get paid, how regulated it is. Like, wait till you see it is a massive change. And now, I never had a bookie, so I'm not 100% sure, but I have a lot of friends that have had bookies and did that whole thing. Wait until you see just how quickly, efficient, and how many bets there are available on FanDuel. It's a game changer. It's a life changer. So we can't thank you enough. But none of that is the biggest news of the day.
No.
Everything we just ran through right there is big news. Ava Louise, Antonio Brown, making a porno in a team hotel with the Super Bowl champions. The night before, he throws his pads in the middle of the game and leaves. You would think that's the biggest news of the day.
However,
FanDuel going to New York, you would think that is the biggest news of all.
sure.
The biggest news of the day is he's J.J. Watt. He is back. He will be playing very soon. He's J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt has been designated to return from injured reserve. He healed quicker than any other human in history. And although it wasn't laid out like how Russell Wilson worked like a Wolverine 19 hours a day, J.J. Watt worked in quiet. J.J. Watt wanted to work on his body, on his shoulders, say, hey, listen, I'm going to get back in time for a run. I need you guys to hold it down. The Cardinals hit quite a slump for a while there. J.J. was trying to do all the motivational speaking he could do on the sideline and in the building, but now they get a chance to field the 9-9 back on the field. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, at Tone Diggs. Let's start with you, Connor. J.J. Watt's all the way back, healed faster than anybody.
Yeah.
The Cardinals may be primed to make a run after getting a win over the Cowboys in Dallas, making Kyler Murray go 8-0 in his life in that stadium. Are they back on track with J.J. fucking Watt all the way back?
I mean, it depends every single week, right? If Kyler Murray shows up to the stadium and he says to himself, you know what, I do feel like playing football today, then absolutely they're all the way back. But I could have never seen J.J. Watt coming back this quick.
What's that all
I
about?
mean, we know Kyler Murray is a great quarterback, but he's also a live betting quarterback. You got to see how he's feeling, how his body emotion is, what he's thinking. Like, I'm not really feeling it, no DeAndre Hopkins. Or he's like, I got freaking A.J. Green and Zach Ertz. I'm going to sling the pill today.
Oh, is that right? It is seem like last year's Arizona Cardinals team. I'm not just blaming solely on Kyler.
No.
Last year's Arizona Cardinals started to creep in on this year's Arizona Cardinals. Because at the beginning of the year, Arizona Cardinals, number one seed, no problem, here we go. We're getting past what we did last year, which was inconsistent football. We'd show up, then we wouldn't show up, then we'd show up, then we wouldn't show up. Then we'd have some runs, like 6 quarters straight, where we are the best team in football, and then boom, they'd lose to some. That was last year. They were a young team. They were growing. They were learning. This year, it seemed like that was all behind them.
Yeah.
They brought in J.J. Watt fresh off the fucking Marvin Lake. Let's fly his ass in here. Let's pay him a bunch of money. Let's go ahead and let Chandler Jones be mad for a little bit about his contract, come back, and then just absolutely dominate. Buda Baker's flying around. Isaiah Simmons has found a role in the NFL defense that we all thought he could potentially have. Didn't have much of it last year. On the offensive side of the ball, Kyler was scrambling and throwing Hail Marys at like every third play, and DeAndre Hopkins was catching him. They were calculated. They were unbelievable. James Conner was running better than he ever run. He looked like he was back at the University of Pittsburgh whenever he was just absolutely slaughtering everybody. That team was up, and there was a Williams tight end we didn't know about. I was like, this guy's making plays. I know where they bring Zach Ertz in out of that team. Andy Lee, Prater. I mean, they got a good squad over there. They were everything we thought they could potentially be whenever they were great last year. Like, oh, this is what this team could be. The team last year cost me a lot of money.
A lot.
Those glimpses of greatness carried me on Sunday mornings when I would be placing bets. And I was like, if Kyler gets out here, he's going to do his thing. And then they would lose to the Panthers. Then they would lose to like the Giants or the Jets, who we just talked about have not had. They would lose a game, and it's like, what the fuck? You guys are costing me. They would lose to the Dolphins.
Oh.
They would just
Lions.
lose. Lions. They would lose. Tie. I think they tied.
Yeah.
They tied Lions. There was like just so much they did last year. It was like, oh my God. This year it looked like they had it all together. Then Hop gets hurt. J.J. Watt's out. They fall into a slump, and it's like, oh shit, is this the team we thought they were last year? And now, after beating Dallas, getting J.J. Watt back, going into the playoffs, Kyler Murray's a primetime player. He's on. He's Clay. That's a video gaming team.
Oh, yeah.
You would know nothing about it because you have no idea. You
Best
would
in
never
the
be
world.
able to make it to FaZe Clay. He's part of that team with Brawny. I mean, you got to be a very good gamer to get into that fucking FaZe Clay. He's going to make primetime plays. Every single game's on primetime TV. Kyler Murray was built for the playoffs. And I think he knows that. I think we all know that. And he's going to get going. Ain't that right, Ty?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we need to see a little bit more out of them. They
Too much Game Boy play.
Well, maybe.
Right.
I mean, yeah, exactly, in a way. But they kind of melted at the end of that Cowboys game, too. Like, Cowboys almost came back. Like, I mean, they looked good for most of the game, but I don't know if that alone makes me feel like they're, one of the top contenders in the NFC.
We got a guy named Shubham in the comment section said that everything we just did about FaZe Clay was cringe.
What do you mean?
Is that
Shebang?
Shuby from
Well,
fucking
Shabam's got no
Circle?
idea about the goddamn FaZe Clay.
Is cringe good like a video game term?
Nah, well, I think cringe is like, oh, it's so awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it is, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Cringe.
cringe up how cool it is.
Cringe up.
Yeah, cringe. Cringe.
Fun fact,
Cringe.
this is the second time that J.J. Watt has come back from a quote-unquote season-ending injury.
Well, and when you think about J.J. Watt, you think, oh, that guy's Captain America.
Yeah.
When he was drafted to Houston Texans, they booed him out of Texas. That's right. Everything's bigger in Texas, including those boos for J.J. Watt when he got drafted down there. And I played for the Indianapolis Colts, and I was already in the league when J.J. Watt came into the league. Yeah, I'm ordering him. Am I?
Looking.
Thought it was 2010.
So that's 1 year after me.
Yeah.
He's 32 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he came into my division.
2011.
Okay. J.J. Watt, I was already in the AFC South. Okay, I'd already been a champion. He came into my division. What a joke, by the way. I should never even act like that, but that is
It's true.
That is something that did happen. I was already there. He came in, watching what he did in Houston, in the growth and development of, oh, this is fucking J.J. Watt. He became a megastar there. The first time I made the Pro Bowl was probably like his 10th at that time. I get there and my locker's right next to him. And I got a chance to really actually watch him 2 times a year grow. And every time we went to Houston, it was always big time game because it was normally for the division. And you look at it, the AFC South, by the way, the bottom 2 teams, worst bottom 2 teams in any division in football this year.
Yeah, by far.
2 wins, 4 wins. I mean, they stink down there.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacksonville and Detroit are battling for the number 1 pick.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I mean, the AFC South stinks, but it used to be us and the Texans were really going. And JJ became a guy who was on every single page of the program. On
the tickets.
All the tickets, all the Jumbotron, everything is around Jay. Turned Down for What started playing.
Yeah.
He became this megastar. So when I met him at the Pro Bowl, I asked him, I'm like, why aren't you just on, you should be in like every movie. It's like, JJ, I think you don't even realize that you are like, like the guy. And he's like super cool, super chill, very nice, knew who I was. I think he had followed me on Twitter a little bit, full conversation there. And then like a couple months later, he was jumping onto a box on Jimmy Kimmel, and then he was doing like, then he became the JJ Watt run. And I think honestly, JJ hated it. Like, I don't think JJ loved I don't think he ever wanted to be like super celebrity. I think he literally just enjoys ball and his brothers and his family and having a good time. But he was in a position where, hey, you can go make probably $100 million if you go do this, this, and this. And I think he really appreciated the fact that he got to go back to Arizona and almost start back at day one of proving who the fuck he is to people. I thought he played great football this year whenever he was playing.
Oh, yeah.
Played a lot more than a lot of people expected, too. They were expecting him to get hurt a lot earlier. He got hurt later in the season, come back much earlier than we could have ever imagined. Look for him to make some plays. JJ Watt, that Cowboy still got a little left in him, I think. And I think it's going to come to fruition, especially because his body hasn't taken really that much of a beating over the last few weeks. Although rehab has stunk and it's terrible and it hurts and he did all that, I think he's going to be back better than ever. Just the mindset of fucking JJ Watt, I think, is a big one.
If we know anything about the Watts, he was itching inside that TJ's getting all these sacks, probably going to get Defensive Player of the Year. No one's
at the family dinners. So
JJ needs to come
TJ's
back.
Our guy now.
Thanksgiving.
He said, hey, TJ, you had a great regular season. Playoffs mine, okay?
And they do talk shit to each other.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Derek, has to be the one that has to say, like, hey, I'm with TJ every day. Ain't nobody fucking blocking him. It used to be like that when we were kids. We used to come to your games. That was cool. Now TJ's there, and JJ's like, oh, is that fucking right? Hops back in that frozen-ass lake. It is 6 degrees outside. Oh. Yeah. I'm going to Connecticut tonight. The nearest airport is 7 hours away.
Snowy up there
10
right now.
inches of snow up there.
Hopefully they got the plows out.
They don't.
What are you talking about? Always stays up there.
The flight to Connecticut, where I'm going, is shorter than the drive is going to take.
Yeah, it's
to
tough.
get to the fucking arena.
You gotta be shitting.
It's a small
I
airport.
found that out yesterday. Yesterday. I'm not happy about it.
No.
I thought, whoa, this is what you fly private for. You land in the arena. I thought, no. When you land there, actually, the travel has only begun. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Been telling you about Connecticut for quite some time now.
Is it? It's the smallest state, is it?
No, it's not the
it's
smallest,
Rhode
but it's the
Island.
most
So.
difficult by
Delaware.
far. Rhode Island.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, that's up in there.
Don't
That's-
question.
Yeah, it's right next to it.
I think I'm landing there.
Oh, you're landing, I think, a little more in the center, and then you're basically driving to Rhode Island from Connecticut. It's going to be a tough
to
trip.
drive you.
Huh?
Get Danny Boy to drive you.
Oh, yeah.
Get there in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I appreciate Danny Boy,
Yeah.
but I am somebody that gets car sick. It sounds like old Hustle Hards, Lebanon D, his new nickname on Instagram. I think his driving style would make me puke immediately.
I heard he has chains on his tires already.
Well, I better.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering about the car I'm getting up there.
Bags of sand in the trunk.
Hell yeah.
I thought he was talking about Orlovsky. Danny Boy Orlovsky
Oh,
driving
shit.
you from Connecticut.
Anyways, JJ Watt says, I'm getting in the lake. I'm getting the body all the way back. New life in Arizona. I'm retiring here at the end of this whole thing. Let's go and get it. That is massive, massive news. Let's move around the NFL a little bit. Russell Wilson says he plans on winning our Super Bowl here in Seattle.
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
Hey, Russell Wilson says he's staying in Seattle, would
Here.
like to stay in Seattle. Greg Bell at G Bell Seattle says, Russell Wilson on Seattle Seahawks future. My plan is to win Super Bowls, and my plan is to win them here. It's that simple. I believe we have the video. Do we have the video as well?
I didn't see a video.
Oh, just a quote. Okay, there was somebody that had a cell phone recording of the video. The quality wasn't as fantastic, but I believed him. Really? Hey, I believed old Russell Wilson. Why would Russell Wilson, former reigning Walter Payton Man of the Year, lie about how he feels about Seattle, especially with the relationship that he has? Although many things have indicated that it feels like Russell Wilson's probably on his way out of Seattle. He's going to go do something else. And Pete Carroll said, we ain't doing a rebuild. We have the essence here. Does that mean he's just wants is going to just get a new quarterback? It'll be interesting to see how the offseason plays out, because last offseason, pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Here's the video of Russell Wilson talking about his future with Seattle.
For me, I think what I'm really super passionate about, obviously, my goal is to win more Super Bowls, and my plan is to win them here. It's that simple. I think that's, and so that's there's nothing really else other than that.
So that's it.
For me,
His plan is to win it right here.
Oh, yeah.
Discussion. I'm sorry I thought otherwise.
Didn't sound truthful.
I mean, this is...
You don't know Russ. You don't know Russ.
Me? I don't know Russ.
You don't know Russ.
Been studying the guy for the last, 5 days now, ever since he tweeted Pittsburgh and said, hey, I want to come here.
Play it again.
Watch his eyes.
super passionate about. Obviously, for me, I think what I'm really super passionate about, obviously, my goal is to win more Super Bowls.
True.
And my plan is to win them here.
See where's
it's that simple.
Run that back one more time. Run it back one more
He's
time.
looking down to the
For
right.
me,
Down on the right.
I think what I'm
there.
really super passionate about, obviously, my goal is to win more Super Bowls, and my plan is to win them here. It's that simple. I think that's.
What do they say? Your eyes
there's
venture towards your strong arm when trying to create. No, there's some sort of brain. Right side of your brain, left side of your brain. This is a real
Creative
thing. I
versus
seen this in a
factual.
documentary. Sometimes whenever people are in there, they think that they're either creating the story or they're retelling the story, whatever it is. I am not that expert. I would not claim to be. Why would he say that if he knew he was going to be gone in a week? Or why would he even? I feel like Russell Wilson, pretty intelligent human, calculated human being. If this is all going to happen in the offseason, which is very soon. Week 18 is just a couple days away. I hate
Son
to
of
break
a
it.
bitch.
A lot of football teams aren't playing football anymore until next year.
Nope. Good season, Foxy.
We have 17 more strains of COVID before some of these teams will play football.
17 at least. 17.
Well, you heard about that French one?
I hate you. I hate you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
46.
Well, listen, I'm hoping Omicron finds I hate you and says, listen up, fucking punk. Yeah. I'm the one around here. And then, my is the, that's like Tyson at the end of, or that's,
Knockout.
yeah, that's the,
Right there.
yeah, that's,
punch out.
That's what, that's what Florona is. You know what I mean? And
Final boss.
we're kind of going through them all.
Yep.
And then Florona is the final. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So this is the Florona here. Okay. Well, this is actually Mike Tyson, but for the good of the metaphor.
Yeah.
This is Florona.
Okay.
The big doofuses you fought earlier.
Yep.
Okay. Not the Orig. The Orig is not in the game.
No.
This is all just a remake of.
strong.
The Orig is the actual
founder.
in life, and then this is a video game of life. All the other doofuses that you would knock out and punch shit out of. You know
Right.
what I mean? That was the Delta.
What?
Okay. That was the Omicron.
What?
That was IHU.
What?
This is the Florona here. So let's remember to conserve energy.
Yep.
Let's remember to attack properly. And let's remember you might get your fucking ass beat.
Okay.
That's something that has to be thought about.
Absolutely.
What is the IHU all about? Is that real?
Yeah.
Because we're ahead of Omicron.
IHU hasn't been added to the list. Omicron is still the last one that was added to the CDC list.
So is IHU the one that IAN was talking about potentially making the NFL have to deal with COVID next season? Is this what people
it
are referring
hasn't been
to?
added to the CDC yet because IHU hasn't made it to the U.S. yet.
Oh, so it's in the French CDC
Yes.
probably though,
Okay.
which is say, they, say. Exactly.
That's right.
So the say, they,
Whoa.
say over there in France
Yeah.
probably has the A, B, C, D, U, F, J, H, E, H, U.
Nailed it.
Is probably over there in France. I did, right? You're from Canada. You have to know French.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I felt
Spot
good
on.
about that.
Thank you,
But
Dr.
anyways, the Florona will fucking get you.
Absolutely. Combination, that's like a super COVID.
Okay, so let's bounce around the NFL. There's some breaking news. Zito just came into my ear. There are a couple of people out because of COVID. Jenna Lane, ESPN. Bruce Arians said Shaq Barrett is out for Sunday, and he said it's because of COVID-19. What day is it? Friday. So that means that this had to be self-reported symptoms because they're testing on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yep.
There is a 5-day stint that you have to do if you're non-vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, you can get out earlier by testing negatively. Shaq Barrett must have self-reported his symptoms. So shout out to Shaq.
Thank you, Shaq.
Looking out for his teammates.
Yeah.
And did that come
Unlike-
from Ava Louise?
Yeah.
Wow.
Connecting dots here.
Well.
How are we not supposed to talk about the OnlyFans model who licked the toilet, infiltrated the Super Bowl champions hotel, and now Shaquille Barrett is out with the same thing she got? Come on.
I'd say that Antonio was actually looking out for the Bucks because it's much better to get Corona this week 18, than it is week 1 of the playoffs.
I was thinking maybe that's why he was not in that huddle at the beginning of the game with their
that
videos,
too.
because he was socially distancing. Hey, I was with. Everybody saw me. Everybody knows who I was with. There's a chance.
Little booty.
She had oh, baby.
Are we sure she wasn't there to treat his ankle?
Maybe, I'm not 100% sure. Patch Adams had said laughing was the best way to cure things. I'm not sure what Dr. Ava Louise's favorite method of healing ankle injuries is. He said he had a bulging bone in his ankle.
That wasn't the only bulge.
Whoa, low-hanging
You
fruit.
heal the ankle by inhaling the Tootsie Roll. I think that's what happened. We all know it. We can stop dancing around it.
That's modern medicine.
How did she get in? That is
I don't know.
That is.
She scaled the fucking side of the building.
He had a picture with one of the security guys on his Instagram. I wonder if he was his inside man.
Yeah.
So, when I was in jail, okay, for allegedly swimming in the creek,
Right.
that was deemed a canal. I was trying to pay off the guy that threw in the bologna sandwich to my with the vanilla wafer cream things.
Yeah.
You know, threw the sandwich in, threw the little cookies in. What is it? It's supposed to be bologna, he said. So if it's supposed to be a fake meat, what the fuck does that mean? Like, it's supposed to be a meat that isn't even a real meat. How am I even supposed to understand that? Then there's some, I even like presented the case quickly, like, hey, anybody can give me anything else? Pfft, door shut. But I do believe anytime you watch Locked Up or any type of jail documentary, it is always the guard who gets compromised.
Yep.
It is always the guard who's getting paid $4,000 a year in the middle of getting spit on, pissed on, and jumped, that potentially could be compromised by a high-level person in the jail. Says, hey, you like getting pissed on and spit on and almost jumped every single day of your life? No. Okay. I'll protect you. You just bring me in some goddamn, listen, I need a phone. I need this. I need this. That's always what it is. I'd assume at the hotel security, same thing. Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, you see that girl look at toilet seat? Yeah. Little booties, white collar? Yeah, need her in here later. Maybe that is the case. Maybe that is the case. But in the NFL, I find it very difficult that that person could be compromised that quickly. They're only in and out one day, one night. But this is Antonio Brown we're talking about, Mr. Big Chest, dude. We're talking about, what's up?
Well, I mean, is it really that simple, or is just, hey, she'll suck you off too?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't even think it was that much. She probably just flashed a nipple.
Get out of town.
Where's your badge?
Why don't
Right
you
here.
guys have any respect for these people that are in these positions of security?
Well,
Yeah.
how else did she get in then? You said, I mean, this is the defending Super Bowl champion.
Tom Brady is in
room
that-
615.
He's right. He's in that hallway. That's great. Tom Brady also might be in a super suite.
Yeah, true.
There was a couple guys on the team that got much nicer rooms. I remember Vinatieri had this fucking penthouse suite with 2 bedrooms and this whole thing. And I was staying in a room that I could literally touch wall to wall with, I guess, in the city, the great city of Cincinnati. I was in a room like this. Kobe Fleener came into my room. He could touch wall to wall, hand to foot, and then on both sides, I was literally in a closet. Shout out to whoever put me in there at the Colts. I fucking hate you too. But honestly, I don't know who did that. Kind of fucked up. It was the worst room in there. I go up to Vinatieri. He had a living room. He had a living room too thing. I was like, can I sleep in your living room? He's like, what are you talking about? And he comes out of my room. Oh my God, this is the worst room I've ever seen. I'm like, thank you. So maybe Tom has a penthouse. Maybe Antonio Brown has a nice room too. You're talking about, you know, one of the greatest football players of all time. There is he a Hall of Famer conversations happening everywhere. There's a lot of people that are going to say yes because of his on-field actions, but I can't wait to hear what old Pornhub Arkush has to say about Antonio Brown.
Well, Lombardi yesterday. I mean, if they haven't put the guy in who created the forward pass, you can't be putting in Antonio Brown before him.
He was not happy about all that. He had a list, by the way. He was like, I got time for this. I got time for this. Those super football heads. And John Madden, he said it was 26 years. I thought it was 28 years. Him saying that, there's some people that don't like me. I didn't know that was the case after watching it. Honestly, I thought everybody liked him. So I guess some of the people just didn't respect his coaching abilities because he didn't coach long enough, because in the NFL, it's all about coaching long. For instance, Darius Butler. He put out his special teams Mount Rushmore. He had Tasker, Hester, Vinatieri, and Slater, who is an absolute stud up there in New England. So I gave him, a nice gift. Real nice of you. But we both understood that, like, you have to play for like 45 years, basically, to be in those types of conversations. And that is kind of why I would assume some people held John Madden in not Hall of Fame regards. But those people just holding on to that forever and ever and ever and refusing to change and have any conversation to other people that have coached for long and be like, no, this guy actually helped us out. He helped the game out. We actually like this guy. It's interesting. That MVP process that got exposed this week will be in the Hall of Fame process, is going to get talked about a lot. The guy that pitches for the Colts. His name is Mike Chappell. He's a good guy. Been around the Colts for a long time. He's the one that pitches Reggie and Edge and Peyton and everything like that. I'm not sure he thinks I'm anywhere near a good player. He didn't have me as like even the best punter in Colts history or whatever, whenever he put out a list in that whole thing. And I'm not saying I would ever be up for the Hall of Fame conversation, but those people now hold a lot of power in those locker rooms on how people have to act. And I mean, it's just it's an interesting, I love Chap. I'm not saying he's not a good guy, but in my eyes, it's like, how do you know who has the best interest for the Hall of Fame as opposed to their best interest? I guess that's why it's all kind of fucked. I don't know.
Well, and some of these guys who have slipped through the cracks now and are dead, or and they can't really ever refute or like make their case or anything like that. Like they have the legacy award. I always think like those guys who are still on the ballot or dead. It's like, oh, they're like, if they haven't got in to this point, like these guys are never going to get in, and it doesn't matter because it's the same.
Who's old buddy for the Cowboys?
Drew Pearson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get so bummed every year there for a while. They were getting, like excited for it. Oh, this is the year, and then it didn't happen. Oh,
Yeah.
that stuff. That's like when and by the way, I am not saying that I should ever be in a Hall of Fame conversation. I'm just talking about Chappell's personal opinions on our team, let alone that projecting on the rest of the NFL and who should be that whole thing. And he's the one that holds that vote. I'm not saying that at all, and I like Chappell too. I'm just directly talking from my point of view in there. But that Pearson thing is almost like when you're in the "Are you the greatest of all time?" conversation. Yeah, you get so good that they don't no longer compliment you. You're as you're rising up. Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy. He's good. He's good. But then once you get to a level, they don't ever talk. It's assumed that you're good. Yeah. Like for instance, before Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, all Aaron Rodgers got was buried by people. There was no people talking about how good he was. It was always, he's good. He's Aaron Rodgers. He's good at football. But it's always the drama, everything happening around his life. If he has a bad game, he gets buried. There wasn't like somebody on there going, yeah, but also he had 2 interceptions for 30. That conversation kind of got left behind because it was assumed that he was good. When you get into those greatest of all time conversations, this is just you getting nitpicked basically on why you're not the greatest of all time. That's like for those Hall of Fame guys, if you're on the ballot, like for instance, A.J. Hawk has, I guess, never even been talked about. He's all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, a Super Bowl champion, legend of a human. He had a birthday yesterday, and he would never say this. I don't even think he's ever been up in conversation or ever pushed for the conversation. But once you get in that conversation, every single year, you're setting yourself up basically to get nitpicked on why you shouldn't go in. And like Drew Pearson almost. That entire run, the amount of years where he got like pumped up, and by the way, put him in. I am not saying that I should be a voter either. I don't know shit about fuck on who should go in from anybody that played before I started paying attention to NFL football when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old.
He's in now.
Oh, he got it? Good.
Yeah.
But for a long time, when those
Years.
people were in there, it's just like every year you're just getting told why you shouldn't go in. It's like, do you even want to be a part of that, I wonder?
Well, and it goes back to the voting too. Like AJ, I don't think he'd ever, argue that he should be a Hall of Famer, but like he never made it to a Pro Bowl, and he was Urlacher was in his division. Like it, I mean, if that's like what you
By the way, we're not saying AJ Hawk should go into the Hall of Fame.
No,
we're
exactly.
not sure. We're just telling you, like, at some point, AJ's name will probably get brought up. And when AJ's name gets brought up for this historic award, instead of talking about all the things he did good, that conversation will be 90% on why he doesn't deserve to be in with all these people. And it's like, that's kind of fucked up.
It seems like the first thing they do is go, well, how many Pro Bowls did this guy make? How many times was he an All-Pro? Like,
and the All-Pro is controlled by the same people that are voting for the MVP that we just heard about.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's
like Ed Bouchette, I think, has a Hall of Fame vote for the Steelers because he's the beat writer for the Steelers for years. And I'm pretty sure Antonio Brown got in his face one time, called him a crusty old clown because they had a disagreement about something. So
you crusty old clown.
I don't know if Ed's voting for Antonio no matter what.
But that's kind of what we're all talking about here, I think, and that's what Lombardi laid into because he had a list of like 5-6 guys,
some coaches, and even for guys like Drew Pearson. Like I didn't grow up watching Drew Pearson, so I only know him as the guy that never got into the Hall of Fame and was super upset every single year that he didn't get in, instead of like the unbelievable wide receiver.
The reason he's in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
it's kind of fucked up. We can change that, can't we?
I hope, but
we could change that. I think we can have conversations that are a little bit more positive about these. Hey, LeBron James really good at basketball.
Very good at basketball.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Michael Jordan, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Michael Jordan, really good at basketball.
One of the best.
All right, let's move on.
How about it, John?
See?
What was that?
See right there.
What do you mean?
That's
the
exactly
problem.
what
We're talking
That's the
about
problem.
Zeke.
That's the
What'd I
problem.
See, that's the
do?
problem.
We got to
See, the
change
problem.
that, Zeke.
See, his problem.
That's
You
the
can't
problem.
get off of MJ's Tootsie Rolls enough to put a compliment.
It's way bigger than LeBron's Tootsie Roll.
Oh, jeez.
Come on.
Come on.
Sorry.
John Stockton was really good at basketball, too.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Is he?
Nobody's on Stockton's Tootsie Roll, by the way. There ain't nobody going to bat for Stockton ever in any
That's what I'm talking about.
It's Jesus. Let's go to Dan Zeus's power rankings. We have to break this down. We have to before, we wrap up the week, because this is a massive ordeal going into the last week. Because now we're going to see exactly how it pans out.
Yeah.
Right now, it's time to see the power rankings projection. What percentage is he batting? When Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, all these college football analysts try to do the draft thing, and they get like the first 3 right or something that the whole world kind of gets right, and then they bat 1,000. Or 0.
Right.
It's not talked about. Let's just move along.
Yeah.
Dan Zeus said in this last one, I want everybody to judge me on how the next couple weeks play out. Dan Zeus said, I'm the authority on ranking
Hell yeah.
from the NFL. I am employed by the NFL. And I know my co-host, Matt Money Smith, came out and said, I'm paid $50,000 to $75,000. I'm paid a little bit more than that.
That's right.
85.
To be a little bit more than that, I think. California. He lives
Come
out-
on.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought that's what he. I thought
Got a
that's what
nice
he said.
setup, too.
Yeah, he has good camera. Well, the NFL might
Paid
give him
for it.
because he is the authority, so maybe he has no expenses because he probably goes to eats places. They go, holy shit, Dan Zeus, you don't have to eat anything. It's like when you're the president.
Yeah.
You get paid absolute shit, but you're also not paying for anything ever for the rest of your life. That's
right.
And you could also potentially dabble in other side projects.
Sure.
I think we've all learned about over the years. Anyways, Dan Zeus doesn't have to pay for a thing. He knows that because this ranking is going to hold up with how the playoffs look next week. Packers at 1. Congrats, dude.
Wow.
Let's go.
Thank you, Dan Zeus.
Rams at 2. They just have been stealing wins. Matthew Stafford has not played well at all. They're still winning. Is that why Dan Zeus says, this team, if Matthew Stafford could stop turning the ball over 5 times and 50 throws, this team will really go. Because they're winning games that they should not win games late in the season. Everybody else seems to be doing their job and humming, except for Matthew Stafford. Can Matthew Stafford restore to form?
Former glory.
Is that right?
There was no former glory.
There
Well,
was.
earlier
There
this
was.
year.
Tony.
There was. What are you talking about? His first throw, I think, was a
MVP.
deep ball.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
Van
his little
Jefferson.
first throw. Yeah. Anyways, he thinks that they're going to get back in there. The Bucks at 3, but whoa.
Hey.
Is this pre or post COVID licking toilet OnlyFans model sneaking in Tom Brady's neighbor's room?
I think it's free.
Yeah.
Chiefs at 4. Congrats to the Chiefs.
Nice job, Kansas City.
Hey, congratulations. Top 4. Top 4.
job.
Bengals at 5. Holy
Wow.
shit, dude. Good for the Bengals. They're resting a couple players this weekend, so let's assume they're not going to perform as great as they have over the last few weeks. Joey Burrow has thrown for like 1,000 yards over the last 2 weeks of football.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns.
He is very, very, very hot right now, as are the entire Bengals squad. Will they be able to beat either the Colts or the Patriots
Yep.
next weekend in Super Wild Card Weekend? Also, same game parlay holiday at FanDuel Weekend. 6 Bills. Shout out to Bills and Bills Mafia. You can bet on the Bills this weekend. At 6. Titans, home field advantage currently in the AFC at 7.
Whoa.
Well, disrespectful.
Dan Zeus openly admitted that the Titans fans hate him the most. They are the most. Maybe it's because you don't like the Titans fans, Dan Zeus. Maybe it's because you have no respect for the fact that the most physical team wins, like Coach Vrabel said in the post-game press or locker room. You don't respect that. They lost their offense in Derrick Henry. Julio Jones hasn't done a damn thing. And all Vrabes is gone. He's put on his boxing gloves, put on his chest plate, and go to work with the boys and win some games. They're currently home field advantage through the playoffs. That hasn't happened in forever, I think. Down there.
Yeah.
I was down there for Pittsburgh Steelers, Tennessee Titans when Nedney, I think, kicked a game winner, but he missed. He flopped, got another kick, sent it to overtime, or won the game, I think. It was when I was there for punt, pass, and kick. I got booed out of the stadium as a 14-year-old.
Come on.
Booed out of the stadium, punt, pass, and kick, national champion, 14, 15-year-olds, representing the Pittsburgh Steelers, Patrick McAfee. Boo! Booed shootout. It's on record. Go check the film. It is there. Titans, though, are an awesome group of fans. Can't believe they are down at 7. I bet you they feel very disrespected.
Oh, yeah.
Patriots at 8. That team's been hot. Mac Jones and Bill Belichick on the sideline. Yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Cardinals at 9. They get J.J. Watt back. Cowboys, who just lost to the 9-seed Cardinals last week and have kind of been hit or miss. Their time management is something that should be alarming to a lot of people, but I'm excited for these 10 teams. The Colts, I assume, are at 12, 11.
Yeah, they're right there.
Somewhere in there. So, I mean, Jonathan Taylor could potentially just run a gangbang on the Dan Zeus power rankings through the next few weeks.
It's possible.
But we shall find out. This show, first hour, is wrapping up here on Sirius XM. We got a hard out. We will see you in about 10 minutes after this break begins.
Hell yeah.
Time really flies when you're having fun.
really does.
Truly.
Toilet seats.
I know. AB.
Maniac. Thank you, AB.
a
We hope
menace.
you're okay, AB.
Yeah.
And we hope nobody else gets COVID from Ava Louise. We're back in 10. All right, so radio, we're just 1 hour right there. I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah.
That was good. Hey, good work, Steve.
Maybe Z.
Do you want to see Dan Zeus's week 1 rankings?
Compared to his last week.
No, we'll do that next hour with AJ.
Witchcraft is
Okay.
this?
All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. We'll see you guys about 8 minutes or so for hour 2. We have Trey Turner, lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, joining us. Fan of the show, too. I think he gets the show. Coming on. He was obviously there for the Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, what a night.
Last game.
Ben's last ride.
It's unreal.
I believe he flies around, too, Trey Turner. He seems to be around the ball. You know, Quentin Nelson, and I apologize to any offensive lineman that maybe did this before and I didn't notice. Quentin Nelson almost helps up every person that gets tackled with the ball, wide receiver or running back. Like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I think Trey Turner is similar. I think he flies around, roams around. He was obviously part of the Chase Claypool situation. Give me the ball.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, yeah, give me the ball.
He made the Pro Bowl from 2015 and 2019 every year straight.
Stud.
Beast.
Visor, too, I think, right?
I believe he is, yes.
Yeah, I think he has a sweet-looking visor.
Him and Bruce Banner.
And AJ is now Zach.
Yeah. Oh, Zach Banner, yes.
Yeah, have a little respect.
Come on.
Bruce Banner is the Hulk. It's pretty
Don't
cool.
do what you don't do what you
I did not know who that was. By the way, how come everybody's saying who whenever I said Peter Parker?
Are you one of those spoilers?
don't.
No, I haven't seen
no.
that goddamn
All right,
thing
we're
yet.
back in a little bit. We'll see you in hour 2 of the Pat McAfee. Yeah, I think you already spoiled it. I think I already found out.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
don't.
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
took
I
my
haven't seen it
headset
yet.
off.
Don't. People will hate you.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of them.
Even if you come close.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you've seen a thing.
Well, I know. I predicted the fucking one.
Yeah. It was a little Sean
It
McCoy
came out
situation.
or watching it, and you predicted the whole movie.
And I got ruined.
Yeah.
For being a spoiler guy. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Or just being very smart.
Well, just because it's basic ass writing. Okay, Dawn, don't you
But
just
did Zito just tell you what happens at the end of this one?
in my ear?
Yeah.
Kind of when no, he didn't tell me in my ear. But the way he said what he said, I think I could kind of piece it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
So you,
loves
I don't
doing
know
that.
about that.
Really? You don't think I can piece it together?
I don't think
know.
so.
I don't
It's a very complex.
Okay, so if that's the case, you're just giving me more and more intel. So it turns out Peter Parker's parents weren't actually Parkers. And his name wasn't Peter. He was actually birthed from Stan
stinks.
Lee.
You're ruining the fucking
From
movie.
Stan Lee, who did die.
Stanley is dead. Yes.
Hey, did you guys hear Stan Lee died?
Who?
I'll find the clip.
Rest in peace for Stan Lee.
Oh, who cares?
Whoa.
Nah, Francesa, not me.
Moment of silence for Stan Lee, please. Anyway, Stan Lee was the father of Peter Parker, and it's actually Peter Lee who's been Spider-Man this entire time. And that's kind of how the movie ends. It's kind of crazy.
I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have to see it now.
No, it's a good movie because Stan Lee is dead, but you see him again because he's in every one. You know what I mean? He was driving the bus there that one
Oh,
time.
yeah, they put him back in this one?
Yeah.
I think it's time to
Well, he's the
end
dad. He's the actual dad. The Parker family actually adopted him from the Lee guy because Stan Lee had to write all the commercials.
Stanley.
Stan Lee is the dad of.
Eddie in Hoboken. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's
Hey,
happening?
Mike, Stan Lee died today. Did you ever meet the guy? What do you think of him?
Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee.
I
Never
don't know
heard
who
of
he
Stan
is.
Lee?
Don't know who he is, no.
Jesus.
Who is he? Who is he? Who is Stan Lee? He was one of the creators of Marvel Comics. Oh, who cares? Sorry, I'm not a comic book guy.
By the way,
is that who he is?
Retweets are not
Endorsements.
endorsements. Laughs are not endorsements.
No.
Sports poke
No.
with a fastball there on old Peter Parker's dad, Stanley. All right, we're back in about 6 minutes with AJ Hawk. We'll also take some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line, 18334 McAfee. Can't wait to chat with you then. As I board a plane to fly to Amish country.
Nice.
With no airport in sight.
Hell yeah.
You know, there was no Foxy saying, "Hey, I'll come with you on this one." You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, listen to that. Yeah, listen to that. I mean, what the fuck? Isn't this where all like the smartest humans? You guys are all with big brains, right? Everybody with brains goes to the Northeast.
No, you go to
How do you guys not have
Massachusetts.
any airports near anything?
They go to Massachusetts. I've been telling you this for a long time. Connecticut fucking sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I
it
love
does.
Connecticut.
Connecticut blows.
Is that
okay?
where Dan Orlovsky's from?
That's where Dan Orlovsky's from.
Oh, creates legends.
Yeah.
Really?
Is that where the basketball team, the women's basketball team that was just basically unbeatable, is that where they're from?
Yeah, and
that's
that's,
right.
that's
That's right.
really more close to Massachusetts.
Bruce Brown is from Connecticut.
Exactly.
Darien, very nice area, much closer to New York. You're landing in the center of Connecticut. That place sucks.
I think Connecticut's awesome. I can't wait to see all of you as I drive from one side of it to the other.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Hens. It's Delaware, but you get it.
Hopefully,
Right next to it.
it's Huskies.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I make it to the show tonight. Honestly, 10 inches of snow falling. I'm landing in a different country, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Connecticut drivers with snow on the ground. My God, good luck.
Home of the greatest tight end, too.
Yeah.
You know.
8-1.
Aaron Hernandez.
Okay, Z, thank you. You can check that off your weekly list
Yeah.
of getting Aaron Hernandez drops on the show.
Thank you.
On the football field,
Amazing.
even Hubbard Kush couldn't even.
Can't
Oh, no,
take
he
away.
could.
That's right.
What?
Hub could.
Hub would find a way.
Yeah.
He missed a block, missed a split, missed a catch.
Only scored one touchdown.
Hernandez and Gronk.
Jeez.
Think about. Did you just do the kitchen?
Yeah.
Sansusi.
I was thinking about it for a second.
Yeah, you did the kitchen grunt there.
Yeah.
Guy cooking bacon in your kitchen.
in his underwear.
Hernandez and Gronk with Tom there.
God.
Was Randy? No.
No, that was after Randy.
Who was the wideout?
Welker was still there. Yeah, Welker was still there. I think Malcolm Mitchell was later on. Brandon LaFell, I believe, was there.
Oh, I remember
2011.
LaFell.
Household names.
Well, then they had to do the old. Bring your jersey back. We'll give you another one. Anybody else's, please. Please,
yeah.
please bring those back. We do not.
We do not want those around Dahn.
No.
Please do not wear that. You're making our team look much worse than you are. Please bring those back. We will give you a Tom Brady one. And then in 10 years, we'll force his fucking ass out, too. We're back in 5 minutes on the Pat McAfee Show. Cheers.
With the 17-game season, I talked to Pat earlier. I've seen some people try to say players may be pacing themselves or whatever. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Do you ever feel that with anybody? Is like your day-to-day change or anyone's mindset change with the 17-game season? And also, what are the chances that you're going to be playing in Green Bay next year?
Hey, that's good journalism.
It's a twofer.
Thank you for that too. For that, I find it hard to imagine anybody's pacing themselves. We're talking about one more game. You know, we've played 16 games for so many years in a row now. One extra game. You're talking about, you know, a 6.25% increase in playing. Like, I don't think anybody's actually really pacing themselves with the extra game now.
Did you just do that? Wow. Did you just do that math in your head right there? Or do you have the? Are you one of those guys like, oh, let me carry the one?
42 times 82.
Yeah, they have this cover 2 defense right now. I've seen this 40. Is that you? Is that real?
That's real, yeah.
All right.
So,
7 times 2.
I've got some good mental math tricks I can do another time.
Another show. Let's
Another show. Age, no comment.
Oh shit! Hey, they're gonna have to bleep me out of a lot.
That's a good thing.
My reaction out.
I just wanted to no comment you age. That's fun for me. Now that you're a media person, you're a big media guy.
Isn't that the first thing they tell you, though, when they sit you down your rookie year? Don't say no comment. That's what they told us.
Yeah, I wasn't part of that. conversation.
But you are a rebel though, so you can say it.
A maverick. Anybody hate you? And no, you can't say it publicly, but does
I would imagine there's a list, you know?
That'd be a shame. You didn't deserve it, by the way. You're just doing your job.
There are some people here who I've had some angst with or some tension with, but I see them at these meetings. Sort of why I come to these meetings, and you hash it out and you kind of figure it out, and you're like, all right, I was mad at you for this, you were mad at me for this. Let's fist bump from semi-social distance and kind of move on. That happens a lot at these meetings too.
Yeah, especially while you guys are out there boozing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. Why? Hey, you want whiskey for the guy pissed off over there?
Why?
Give me one Bud Light for the lady I offended over there. Why? Give me one beer.
Why?
One tequila.
Why?
One vodka.
Why?
I need to make good with everybody in this goddamn building.
Why?
Is that what you do at those things, man?
I mean, yeah, it's correct.
Yeah, it's a good move. Man. It's a good move. You're a legend.
100%.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this Feel Good Friday, January 7, 2022. FanDuel's in New York tomorrow. There's NFL games tomorrow. Let's have a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Can't thank you enough for joining us here. The Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, at Tone Diggs are here, joining us live as a man who is now 38 years old.
Whoa.
It's your late 30s.
Holy shit. He's old as hell.
This man has made it into his late 30s. How'd he bring in the new trip around the sun? Well, he was forced to yesterday walk outside of his house in 12-degree weather and stare at one of the greatest displays of music ever done by the Ohio State Band and the alumni Ohio State Band. Last night I heard he went to dinner. He went to Urban Meyer's Chop House. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, college football national champion, 38-year-old Ohio State legend, AJ Hall. So at the Chop House, you guys get double gun matzo sticks?
I mean, most of what you said was accurate, just minus the Chop House. We did go to dinner, but it was not at the Chop House.
What?
Is the Chop House still open?
Oh, yeah. My wife took my 3 boys there 2 days ago.
Oh, smart. Hey, we're going to learn them young. Learn, hey, little hawks.
Yeah. It's the restaurant, man. Just going to get some food. What do you mean? They didn't go on the dance floor.
Well, that was the problem. You got to stay away from that dance floor. You know, I was having a couple beers.
I'm trying to find that dance floor.
Whoa.
What do you mean?
In the Chop House. I guess there's another one downtown. That's where the dance floor is. There's 2 locations.
This guy's got franchises.
My God.
The Urban Meyer franchise is that large. He's got multiple chop houses, pub houses, strip houses, house houses.
Champagne room.
He's got the Wiggy house, too.
Oh, the Boom Boom house.
Uh-huh.
COVID didn't kill any of them.
No.
No.
Not in Ohio.
Urban Meyer's still a Ohio State legend, yeah?
I would assume so, right?
He's coming back doing the Urban Meyer show over there in Columbus at one of his Boom Boom houses. You think this upcoming
Boom
season?
Boom houses? What's his Boom Boom houses?
You know.
What is that?
You know.
I don't know anything. I don't know if that's real or not. I doubt it, there's any truth to it. But why? Don't you think he could go work for Fox? Would they hire him?
Uh-oh.
I mean, I guess they would, right? He's really good on TV. Remember whenever he had his suit on, his whistle, he was bent over and he was breaking down all the plays. I did feel like I was learning a lot more about the zone offense via Urban Meyer. He was great on TV.
As long as he's not on a boat with a shirtless man in the background, he's usually pretty good.
Now, real quick, that guy shirtless in the background, who was that guy? You know who that was?
I don't know that guy, and I don't know that story. I didn't get to ask Urban about that story. I don't know when the last time I saw him in person, but I was unable to actually really get an answer. I don't know if anyone's gotten any answers. Have they?
Well,
Was he on a boat?
Nobody's ever followed up any questions on Urban Meyer before in the media before this whole thing at Jacksonville happened because of where he was there. I think he was on a boat. The guy was carrying what appeared to be a lamp that looked like a bong. I think around the boat, and there just happened to be a mirror. He was shirtless in a Speedo doing his whole thing. Listen, Urban, live. You go ahead and live your life, pal. You go ahead and live your life. But, I mean, whenever you just get publicly besmirched after you attack me, it's going to be hard for me to forget about it. But I can't wait for you, me, and Urban to sit around the Boom Boom house, eat a couple chops out there, and really reminisce about everything. But AJ, it is great to have you here, man. We are so thankful for you. I think yesterday was a great display of our love. Although we weren't able to play any of the instruments, you opening your wreath doors to the entire...
Wow.
Somebody made this on Twitter. They deserve it. It was a great tweet. It was a great tweet. This person deserves it. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and I want to let you know we appreciate you, dude.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for setting it up. It was cool. Obviously, I think I just watched actually like 20 minutes ago. I watched the clip of you guys like setting it up and then me going down there. I hadn't seen it yet. And you guys really think I was gonna go out there and be pissed off that was happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't. I mean, trust me. I instantly saw the mass amount of people out there. I was like, oh,
wow,
it's like -50, and I felt bad for him. And then I was like, yeah, this is. And then I got to think about it. I'm like, this is awesome, man. This was cool. Thank you for reaching out to General Bob. Thank you to the band. Thank you to Bob. Reached out to Lisa Cisco, Chris Quinn, people I know that helped get all those people moving in 24 hours.
Well, shout out to General Bob, Lisa Cisco, Chris Quinn, and the entire band. We do appreciate it. General Bob tried to fuck it up, though. This thing was supposed to happen at 2:02, 2:05. I'm just now seeing after the show yesterday at 1:55, he has a picture of everybody in front of us. We're getting ready or something like that. I'm like, Bob.
Oh, he tweeted that?
Yeah, I assume that you just have notifications for General Bob Carpenter's tweets like all of us do.
Right.
And as soon as that popped up, you saw the photo, then you turned on the thing and you saw all the cars. And that's what I thought happened. That is not what happened?
No, I don't have notifications for anybody turned on for anything on my phone.
General Bob is worth it. General Bob would be worth it.
I told you, though, I have like cameras I can see outside, so I put them up on the screen sometimes. I popped them up, and I just saw all these cars around. And I'm like, oh, what? I didn't put it together, and then instantly I say something, and then I realized, okay, there's something happening.
So did you stop by the kitchen, have a meal, or did you go straight from attic to outside? Because there's a lot of conversation live on air and post in the comments of YouTube I saw in the video, also on Twitter. Oh, wow, AJ must have a 95,000 square foot house. It took him 6 minutes to get to his front door. Is that what happened, or did you stop by?
No. I went in my closet and put pants on because I had shorts on, and so I sprinted down the steps, and then I saw Bob at the front door. I actually sprinted by it. Hopefully he wasn't going to see me because I know he would probably burst in and be like, come on, man, we're all waiting for you. So I got my pants on and came outside.
I'm not your dancing monkey, Bob. We appreciate Bob. We appreciate you. We appreciate Lisa Cisco and Chad Quinn and everybody else out there in Ohio State land. We appreciate OH, man.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Yes!
2 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 days.
Man. Imagine you did this a few weeks ago, won and lost to Michigan. You know that?
Heck of a Rose Bowl win for us, though.
Hey, it was a hell of a game. I watched it on my cell phone. I was sitting in the back of the arena. The show it didn't really work that much at. But then tonight, I got to fly hour and 25 minutes and then drive 3 hours from the airport to get to the arena, I guess. I am, you might say, some people might sense I'm a little down today. Okay, I'm not in my normal, hey, how's it going? I'm staring down a blizzard that I have to drive further than I have to fly from up in Connecticut tonight to make it to the SmackDown. But good news is WWE champion Brock Lesnar, Universal champion Roman Reigns, who beat COVID's ass by the way.
There we go. Thank you, Roman.
Nice job, Roman.
Hey, they're going to be staring each other down and talking to each other.
That's going to be.
Are they going to be wrestling?
Real.
I have no idea. I have no clue. They don't tell me.
But they're both going to be there?
It was posted on WWE. That's how I got to figure out what's going to happen because I don't get a script, so I have to kind of guess what's going to go on, maybe to set myself up, and it's for my natural reactions. Both Brock and Roman are going who beat COVID.
Good.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully Ava Louise also beat. We hope everybody beats COVID.
That's
right. Shaq Barrett. We hope everybody beats COVID.
Uh-huh.
Roman Reigns beat the shit. Roman Reigns put a Superman punch on COVID. Boom. Dahn. He actually could have came back. He beat COVID in one day. They didn't have enough tests to prove that he could get back in time.
Mm-hmm. He already won his greatest title.
Could have got one from Ava Louise.
So let's talk about that. AJ, I don't know how the Green Bay Packers hotels were, and I know there wasn't a lot of hotels in that area. We had to stay.
Also, hey, before you finish that, what time? Do we have any idea of the time frame of this? When I listened to the audio messages he was sending. What time?
So 11:31 allegedly is whenever she got in there, I think, or it was supposed to be around 1. She said she was going to be done. Then it moved, I think, to 11:31 is when she got there. That's after curfew. That is after most curfew. Curfew is mostly 11 in places where literally knock on your door as if you're a child, right? That happened in Green Bay.
And security guards sitting in chairs at the elevator and in the hallways, too, in Green Bay at least.
And at the stairs. Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. In our hotel, we had security or cop at elevator and security or cop at stairs at either end.
All night long, too. All night long. You crack your door at 4 a.m. for some reason. They're sitting there awake, just hanging out.
And and in the morning too, whenever you're getting up to go to breakfast or whatever, they've been up all night and it's obvious. They're holding the newspaper. They are miserable. They have sat in the same seat staring at the same door for the last 8 hours. It is, you could see how maybe somebody could come in and say, hey, look at a different picture maybe so we could sneak by. And I let off the show with saying that there has been legendary tales of people trying to sneak females into these hotels. Last year at Seattle Seahawks happened. I think they put a jumpsuit on, a tracksuit on, put a beanie on. I had heard the story that somebody had done the same type of thing, put on like size 13 Jordans on somebody, on a girl too, like they completely dressed it up to get it past, and the security stopped. It was like, excuse me, boom, kick it out. It becomes a whole problem. This is nothing new, guys trying to get women into a floor or significant other or friend into a floor that is not available. But the fact that it happened to the Super Bowl champs with Tom Brady probably near, I'm not 100% sure, you got to question the security, you got to question a lot, and then obviously you got to
during COVID too. This is all going down during COVID.
Yeah, and then you got to obviously lead into that this is conduct detrimental. I mean, that's conduct detrimental. There's conduct detrimental. There's conduct detrimental. Yeah. There's conduct and now Ava Louise, who's known for licking toilets and doing her thing, whatever the case. She has an MBA. Is what she schools in little booty schools and the whole thing. But she had to get through there like a ninja, and I'm pretty impressed by that whole thing, AJ.
I mean, I'm very impressed with the fact that this happened. Do you think this was the first time anyone in Tampa Bay was hearing of this, or do you think they knew that he may have got a girl in there? Obviously, they're not going to make that public. They could handle that behind the scenes.
Super Gremlin had to be telling somebody, showing photos in a team meeting the night before, somebody close to him on a team, or if anybody's close to him on a team. I'm not 100% sure.
I assume
Did one of them document this?
Well, he allegedly, Ava Louise says, Antonio Brown asked her to document it on her phone, which might be her setting up for a potential case from Antonio Brown for illegally filming him, maybe not 100% sure. But the way she said it was very matter of fact. Like, nah, he wanted me to film and then send it to him. So yeah, everything's documented. She has pictures of where the meetings are, which is awesome because if you don't really know that exists unless you're on a team that has
Did she post those?
Yes. There's pictures like quarterbacks this way, linebackers this way, wide receiver. Yeah, she's in there. So you can even Ken Burns affect that thing. Then you mix that up with the porn she shot with him where he might be saying, wait till you do tomorrow, maybe that's and then you go for the Sunday game with all the mics on the sideline. Then you go straight to Danny Boy Hustle Hard, Lebanon D. Everything's documented. Everything is documented.
What was that football series on ESPN a while back?
Playmakers.
This is like a Playmakers episode, isn't it? Where the dudes are like shooting themselves up at halftime. The crazy things are happening. Like this is a movie. I feel like that we're living in, and the best part is it sounds like this is not the end of the story.
No, this is it.
No,
we actually in the first hour we said it's over.
Oh, it's all football now. Just back to the field.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know. Then. Okay, good. Enough of these shenanigans. I'm glad we're past it.
Okay, JJ Watt's back. That's good news. There's no way. I mean, he's recording a music video right now, I think. Antonio Brown's recording a music video right now.
Is old buddy with him, the driver?
So Danny Boy, by the way, probably listening right now.
Shout out.
Shout out. What's up, dude?
Hey, Danny.
What's up,
if I'm ever in that area, I could use a driver too, so.
At Hustle Hard.
Real hard.
Zito just asked me a question. Trey Turner's supposed to come on at 1:30. He has media at 1:30. Do we want him to come on now?
Meeting, sorry.
Oh, meeting.
He has team meetings at 1:30 now. They moved him up. So if you
tell Tomlin to fucking chill out. Tell Tomlin to fucking relax.
Where's Big Ben?
Tell Tomlin to relax.
Gotta get his boys ready to play a big football game.
Big football.
Playing against Tyler Huntley. News just broke. Tyler Huntley will be playing against Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. How about 120? Yeah, let's do 120 with him. Tell him thank you so much. How about getting out? Getting in. Okay, I see you getting in. Getting out now from the hotel room for Ava Louise. It's almost just as hard, right?
They have that. There's the footage of that too. The hotel has all that footage. Every exit, all of that is filmed. Like they could pull it all up.
And AB said that she had to be out here by 7 because he had a meeting with Tom Brady.
Oh, really? I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Did she really stay the night? Like, did she stay until the morning?
Yeah, there's a picture. I think that is how it's all kind of been legitimized, is that there's a picture of her with the back of his head sleeping. The classic I gotcha picture thing.
Tom went to AB's room to have a meeting in the COVID room, or?
So there was no meeting between
I don't
AB
think
and
there was a
Tom.
meeting,
This
no.
is AB saying, "I got me at 7 o'clock. I'm so sorry. Hey, 6 a.m. It was originally 4 a.m. We moved it to 5 and 7 a.m. is where that
He
is."
didn't want any morning smooches?
I'm sure
Come
he
on,
got a morning smooch at 6 a.m. and got her out by
Think about
6:15.
All right, let's move along. JJ Watt is back. That is
You
something.
think she took some food to go? You know they have to-go containers
no,
always
no,
at breakfast
no,
to take on the bus with you?
Well, I do believe he probably packed her.
Like a muffin.
Like a smoothie
travel
and
bag.
like a peanut butter and jelly. They always have the same stuff.
Yeah, and chips. Yeah, they had a couple chips and maybe even ice cream, depending upon what time she got there.
Oh.
I don't know what.
If she got there in time for the team meeting the night before with the ice cream, then it was a nice visit.
Well, she was like, I never had avocado ice cream before, until, what if that's just a little dime that she dropped in the middle? I've licked toilets, I've done my thing. I've never had avocado ice cream until I went in, boom, TB12's house, literally right next door to him, and got his ice cream in there. How did Tampa let this happen? How did...
I don't know how. You're right. Getting in and then getting out. How do you get them out then?
Getting out would be the issue. Getting out would 100% be the thing because there's no way he's going, right? There's no way he's walking her back out.
The way she got in, he repelled from the window.
Well, he was at her 6th floor. She could have dove down the soiled laundry chute and just you land in the bottom there 6 floors later.
It's a soft landing.
She has an MBA, right?
Yeah, smart.
She's cool.
She's cool. Yeah.
Did you see the DMs?
Some of them. Which ones?
You school?
You school?
No, I don't see that. The ones where I think the only thing I've seen is like the TikTok or whatever when you hear his audio messages.
So I don't think I've even heard the audio messages. I've only seen the messages that started in 2018. These two have known each other for some time.
Yeah.
Whenever it's been a long
Back
time.
when she was getting her MBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she was schooling.
School.
Yeah.
AJ don't know about little booty.
Yeah, and you should do porn. You good.
Yeah, you're nice with it.
These are the DMs.
This whole situation's awesome.
And it's completely absurd. It is the most absurd thing. It's only getting worse too. And this is once again the Super Bowl champions heading into a playoff run right now. Heading into a playoff run. Let's talk about a team heading into a playoff run who gets a player back though. Let's move on from Antonio Brown, Ava Louise.
Okay.
JJ Watt is back. Nobody thought he could heal. He is back for the playoffs. The Arizona Cardinals have designated JJ Watt to return from injured reserve, says Ian Rappaport at Rap Sheet. The man who was going to restart, rebuild, and reprove himself in Arizona and started off doing so, got injured and said, I'm going to come back even though the doctors and all the skeptics said there's no way, JJ, at your age, you'll never be able to make it back. Well, guess what? JJ Watt's back, and that team needs him right now, AJ.
This could be like the old shot in the arm, as coaches like to say. Don't you think that this team can need?
Is he vaccinated? Is that what you're saying?
Better
what?
Did you say he's vaccinated?
I have no idea about him being vaccinated or immunized. I have no clue on that situation. But I'm saying this could give them the boost, no pun intended, that this team may need.
Wow. Oh, so he is boosted. He's vaccinated and boosted.
Whoa.
Has he gotten COVID yet or whatever? He's got the shot in the arm.
Super immune.
You're right, though. The little pick-me-up or the little giddy-up that could be in there or shot in the arm, exactly how it is titled. But, with how prevalent everything else is with shots in the arm, had to bring it up there. J.J. Watt, when he was there, was playing much better, I think, than anybody thought he was going to play, right? At this age, other than the owner. The owner and the GM, they paid him the amount of money to bring him in there. There was a lot of skeptics on JJ's best days are behind him. JJ heard all that. JJ ate all that. Then he squatted. Then he ate all that. Then he sat in a lake with his brother. Then he ate all that. Then he lifted. Then he went to Arizona on the owner's plane. And I think he was playing very well. Alongside a defense that was very Very devastating. Chandler Jones, Buddha, Isaiah Simmons, you name it, across the board on that defense, they got studs. And on offense, they were good. And on special teams, they were good. They just beat the Cowboys, although it got close at the end in Ty's eyes, which I think is a very fair assessment. This is big for them. Any type of this type of energy, renewed energy coming into a game or into a locker room is always good.
Yeah, and especially for a team that has, now they've gotten back on track, but they had a little 3-game skid where people were not feeling too confident about the Cardinals.
Yeah, I lost my confidence in them because I lost a lot of my FanDuel account on them.
Well, don't they?
That team has cost me more money than any other team. More money than any other. I'm their biggest supporter. I feel like I am potentially one of the.
Going back to last year, right? Didn't this happen last year all the time?
It lost me $50,000 on that one parlay or whatever. I mean that money was.
Wow. Was that a coin toss or was that like something else?
Big parlay, I said. Okay.
I thought it was part of a parlay, maybe.
You're an asshole.
Well, the coin toss was the Super Bowl where $30,000 disappeared from my account because the ref had the most rigged coin toss I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. That thing, by the way, shout out to Dr. Lulu for this. I appreciate that. That thing flipped and didn't even bounce. It just shoved in sideways into the thing. It was like, do we even know if that's a real flip? At least it wasn't that one that happened with the
Bush. HW? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was.
I would have been so frustrated when
Can we pick that up again? Just have them flip it again.
They would have had to flip it again.
How about on Thanksgiving when that scumbag ref screwed Jerome Bettis, the boss, said he called the wrong call?
Oh, yeah. Did you call tails or did you call heads? Oh, no, I called that. I didn't call that. How about Geno Smith? Doesn't he have the perfect, hails?
Undefeated.
Hails?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hails? Mm-hmm. He's really good at that. That's like when you play rock, paper, scissors and you actually throw them to people and you kind of have a little bit of an open there. You know what I mean? Well, what is that? Well, that's scissor.
Well, it could be anything I need.
Oh, that's a scissor right
Like
there.
a little split second where you're not technically cheating, you're just kind of some gamesmanship.
Yeah, paper, dude. I fucking squash that.
That was easy.
What are you going to do? You're the tying or you're winning in that particular case, but you got to be very quick thinking that's the heads tails thing.
That's right.
That could be anything. Trey Turner maybe going to be here in 2 minutes ago. We're not 100% sure. We shall.
Do you wear your pinky ring at all times?
I don't sleep in it or do anything like that. No,
So you take your jewelry off, you place it next to your bed like every night?
No, so I put the Rolex back in the box every single night. And people told me I'm not supposed to do that, but it is like I get gifted a Rolex every morning. Whoa! Whoa!
Who said you
Why
were
aren't you
supposed
supposed
to do
to?
that?
Yeah, why?
People who have them told me that that's absurd. And I said I take it off before I even wash my hands, too. I wash my hands, I put the thing down.
Smart.
Put it back in there. Like, that thing can go in the water, you fucking idiot. You know how much money you paid for that? I'm not going to let a little water affect that thing. I'm like, well, point. I don't know about that. But yeah, I take everything off, basically, at night when I'm going to bed.
I'm not a big jewelry guy, so I didn't know if that would take a lot of time.
You know, I was a chain guy growing up through the teenage years. I had a chain on. I think it's because Stone Cold Steve Austin probably had one. And it's good. And I had to get back into it because all I wear is tank tops. So, the only way you can change the view of the, you know what I mean, is depending upon chain or chains that you wear. So it is naturally just costume additive. The pinky ring is strictly because I did 23andMe. Yeah. As soon as I found out, I said, well, I know where I'm headed. Give me the pinky ring. Give me the pinky ring. You know, I'm not a big watch guy, though. I got into it, I guess, in the last few months here, and this one's going to be tough to take off, but I've never been a watch guy. I don't know how I got here, honestly.
You'll become one now. I'm sure you played with guys that were watch guys. There's a lot of O-linemen that I played with that were big-time watch dudes, and they had 7 or 8 crazy watches like that.
Wrestling business. Big watch business.
Huge. Really?
Big watch business. Yeah, I don't know if the younger era still abides by it, but all the OGs, it is a big.
And every watch they have is massive.
Yeah. And they know about every watch, too. I walked in with this thing, and there was, there was a couple, you got the president, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I think, I'm not.
It's like people like that, that are like sneakerheads, people that are into shoes. Watch people are the same. They know all the latest models and this old replica. They can figure it all out.
I respect all of them. I respect the sneakerheads though because I believe in the watch people as well. Because the watch people to get to that level to become a watch person is probably either grown up in the right family or a lot of hard work. Right? It's one or the other. I'm not 100% sure. The sneakerheads though, that is not only. We like them, they're cool. You got to have an eye for what you like, what you don't like, and appreciate. But also, I think a lot of it is basically just entrepreneurial. All these kids now are flipping these shoes. I mean, shoes are getting flipped now on a very regular basis. So I respect the entire sneakerhead game. I don't have enough time or ability to dive into the drops are coming, I always end up just paying too much after the drops come from the kids that do the drop. So nobody in the sneakerhead community actually respects me, even though I have some shoes that are pretty good, but I did it in the lazy way, I'm just going to buy them. Instead of like I had to work for them. So I appreciate the sneakerhead community. I'm not a part of it though because I'm too lazy to be a part of it.
Do you hang out with anybody that legit calls shoes sneakers?
There's some coastal elite.
It's regional. It's a regional thing. What area? I think California they call them sneakers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, because they're a big flip flop town.
Not where we grew up.
Yeah,
I've never been around somebody that like was serious. Like, I gotta go grab my sneakers for me.
No.
Yeah, there's some people that call them tennies too. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, tennis
What?
shoes. That's growing up. That's what we call them.
Tennies.
Go grab your
It's
tennis.
like the pop soda Coke thing.
Well,
Same
it's
thing. That's
pop.
regional.
Fucking pop, dude.
It's pop. It's pop 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so this isn't regional. We're
Soda.
Pittsburgh, you're Ohio, that's Iowa. That's a fucking America. How you doing? Keep it
We used
moving.
to know some people in North Carolina that called everything Coke though.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Wackos.
stupid.
What?
I thought it was stupid too.
Gets nothing accomplished.
It's a southern thing, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you are to drink one, I don't drink a lot of pop anymore other than Sprite and my
Ice cold dope,
What?
craft soda. It is so good. Sir Isaac Newton, thank you so much for what you have brought to my life when I'm in legal states or whatever.
Right.
Coke is by far the superior drink, though.
Oh, yeah.
Over Pepsi?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I hear
Coke.
this argument. I disagree, but yeah, I hear this.
Oh, you're a
argument.
Pepsi
you're
guy?
a Pepsi? No way.
But yeah, I used to buy the
Freak.
cubes of Pepsi growing up.
Oh, what do you love? Aquafina water, too? Is that your favorite water?
I like water, yeah. I like water. I don't care what brand it is.
Oh, give me the chlorine water. Give me the aqua chlorina over there. Give me that one. Are you serious with Pepsi, dude?
Holy I can't believe
I
you're a
never
Pepsi
would've
guy.
guessed
I know.
that.
I honestly lost a lot of respect for you right now.
Thank you. I agree. Pepsi is so much better than Coke.
Wild
Get
cherry
outta
Pepsi
here.
is delicious, but
Wild cherry Pepsi's great.
Hey, okay.
Regular
Now we're
Coke.
straining off. We were just talking.
Coke is like old school. Coke is like has like history. It's old school. It's everywhere in the world. Like Pepsi's the newer, better tasting.
I get the commercials that you watch
Go to
and you
hell.
just buy into. Okay.
And Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi both taste like puke. So I would never.
Okay, so
have
Diet Coke people are addicted to. I don't think Diet Pepsi people are. Coke is. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Same
a
way.
really
Yeah.
addiction.
Same way. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, the cherries. Once you start getting the wild cherries and then the Mountain Dews and then Sprite, those are very different drinks. So let's keep this on the subject, AJ. Okay, let's keep this Coke and Pepsi, please. How do you like Pepsi more?
I think isn't Pepsi like probably a little sweeter? Maybe I like stuff that's a little sweeter.
Coke's pretty sweet as well, my friend.
I used to drink Pepsi, then I got money.
Oh, shit.
Okay, good. Then,
Hey, so
okay,
last week, Nick switched over to Coke, and it was unbelievable.
Coke is still
Love
great.
Coke.
Hey, Coke is amazing. I still love Coke. Like fountain Coke with nice little the pellet ice or
depends on
something.
what
It's
it's on.
amazing. I'm just saying I would choose Pepsi over Coke.
Chick-fil-A.
I think in a
Cokes.
can, if you do it out of a can and where you pop the little thing in the middle of the can, so you shoot out like a squeeze bottle, Pepsi's the choice there.
Okay.
McDonald's Coke is the greatest soda of all time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Pop. dude.
Pop.
Oh yeah, no, I jumped in earlier. We don't call it pop in Massachusetts. Never.
Yeah, you guys also come from
Soda.
an area
Yeah.
where your airports
Oh yeah.
are 4 hours away from fucking arenas.
Please.
So I don't want to hear shit from the Revolution region.
Yeah.
How about
Please.
that?
You also
Connecticut is not part of New England. Please.
Oh, it
Do
isn't?
not
Yeah.
lump Connecticut in with Massachusetts. Live
We
free
didn't
or
lump it in,
die,
pal.
New Hampshire.
The map did.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Pangea, bro? Okay, it's not our fault.
Yeah, it's
This
not
dude
our
ain't never
fault.
heard of Pangea, bro.
Connecticut sucks,
No, no,
okay?
shit
It's
about
not part
Pangea,
of
dude.
Massachusetts whatsoever.
Hey, to Connor's defense, I've heard a lot of people like New York, Massachusetts all say that about Connecticut.
No one wants Connecticut up there, okay?
I want Connecticut. Hey, Connecticut.
So do I.
I
Deal with
appreciate you.
Yeah, thank
when I
you.
land today, just please have less than 6 inches on the roads that I have to drive 37 miles from.
Plow the road.
You should
Don't-
see if you
don't
can get a
count on
snowmobile.
That'd be fast.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back in 4 minutes with some phone calls. We got to go against the spread. I don't believe Trey Turner will be joining us, which is a shame. We'll get him on next week, maybe chat with him. We appreciate him.
You should try the Uber chopper.
Yes.
Is that in Connecticut?
I think that's anywhere. I know it's near New York. I know
I think
they
you have to
haven't-
book those a week advance because when we went to New York, we were going to book it. Yeah.
So also, I get car sick, I get chopper sick, but it would have to be better than driving 4 hours once I land from my flight tonight, AJ.
Yeah, I think you should definitely do that. Get a land, go directly from your plane to your helicopter to the arena, and then helicopter back from the arena, back to the airport, back to your plane.
Save you 3 hours.
But also,
saving the environment.
Is it snowing? Because snow is probably not the best chopper weather, right?
I'm telling you, if they have a snowmobile, get that thing and just rip next to the highway. You can go fucking 85.
Maybe a dog sled.
Dog sled would
If
be
it's an
faster
Apache,
too.
you're fine.
It feels like I am going to be riding a dog sled from what I heard about the traffic. This is going to
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
You can get through the traffic, get by the traffic. You know, everyone's stuck in the highway, and you're on the road.
It's not about the misery I'm about to experience, okay? Let's not talk about the misery I'm about to experience. Let's worry about that when we get there. Let's get to a break. Let's get back on the other side. You and I have to pick every single game against the spread. Russell Wilson says he wants to win Super Bowls in Seattle. We got to break down some potential playoff pictures. Well, there's a lot to talk about aside from just me landing in Colonial Times, Connecticut. How the fuck is the airport that far away from a goddamn arena?
Connecticut stinks.
So I got one of these.
Connecticut does.
Back and forth. Cheers. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected. Just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now, you know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There's a lot more.
Yeah,
there was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What's that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them, so I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to... Oh, mama, I'm here, oh, my life, Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm
clock. We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let... I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man. But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, two-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah!
Thank you, Coach.
To walk into any Howl at the Moon and go, wish you would
Step from that ledge, my friend.
Jumper.
We could
cut ties with all the lies that we've been living in.
And
if you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
that's what I want to do at Howl at the Moon. Just slide on the knees with the guitar.
How at the Moon is just pianos usually.
No.
You wouldn't get it.
Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this beautiful Feel Good Friday, January 7th, 2022, years after the year zero was founded. To my left, AJ Hawk, the Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt at Boston Connor, Tone Diggs. AJ and I will have to pick every single game of this Week 18 season in which we know nothing about.
Nope.
No.
Will somebody who has a 15-point spread be up 28 in the third and start resting their players because playoffs are coming up, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, the other team who has no tomorrow and does not matter what happens goes on a little bit of a run, and they automatically cover down to 14 somehow.
Probably.
These are things that could happen. This is backdoor city this weekend, and welcome New York to the FanDuel family this weekend. AJ, we're getting more information out of the toilet-licking OnlyFans model who has tested positive for COVID 2 days after or 3 days after her encounter with Antonio Brown in Antonio Brown's hotel room. Antonio Brown's hotel room, 611 is what the reports were saying. 611. Anybody that's ever been in a hotel knows that's the 6th floor, 11th room of hotel. 11 in the odd hotels are on one side. The even numbers are on the other side. Classic hotel. Ava Louise, the toilet-licking OnlyFans model who recorded a porn with Antonio Brown the night before he left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is now talking to Carton and Dash.
Carton and Roberts.
Carton and Roberts, New York City morning show.
Yeah, believe it's on the Fan.
Yep.
Shout out to them for getting this information from Ava Louise. Ava Louise went on a 3.5-minute run about how she got in there. Basically, I was drunk. I saw a bunch of people get on an elevator. I walked on the elevator. I got off on the 6th floor, walked in Antonio Brown's room, fucked him, slept there, walked out. Ava Louise is a fucking gangster, and the security people that were hired there are terrible at their jobs.
Yep.
It can't be as easy as that, AJ. No
She
way.
rode the elevator. Like, how did she ride the like those elevators? You know, like teams usually take over at least one whole floor, and it's all football players. There's not random people usually on the floor with any players.
Ava says she was all boozed up, and she's, where are we going? I got to get to 611.
That's awesome.
Antonio Brown, can you push 6 for me? Yeah,
Just
yeah.
act like you belong. It's a prime example. Just act as if. Act like you belong. You should be there.
Yeah, she just walked right on down to Antonio Brown's room, and then she just walked out in the morning, and I wonder, it was probably the same security guy. You're not part of the team? Where are you leaving? Nobody else is leaving right now.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What if she had like a Tampa Bay like pullover on? She's like, oh, I'm assistant coach,
Team physician.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is
chiropractor.
Hey, this is alarming though
Masseuse.
for the Buccaneers organization. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Now there's other people, like whoever was working security at the hotel has that answer for it. Like, there's going to be this affects a lot of people.
What the fuck is going on in Tampa?
Yeah, and how often did this happen? It's week 17.
Now, I'm telling you, and people are going to think this is something that happens on a regular basis, especially with Ava. Just walked in, said, "Hi, how you doing?" Just walked right on down there. This is not something that I've heard of happening often. Now, it has. I think there has been a couple, pucks that have slipped through the cracks.
Sure.
Has made their way in by either a distraction ploy by a fellow teammate to sneak in a door or up the stairs or whatever. There has been. This is not like a normal thing to happen on a regular basis. Guys get other hotel rooms in the hotel. They get other, maybe hotels close, they get rooms and stuff like that. This is not some. Tom Brady is right. Tom Brady, maybe 6'13".
Yeah, right there.
It's crazy.
I never even had like a family member on the team floor. I'd always meet him in the lobby. Like, no one had anybody that wasn't on the team on the floor.
The team floor was like actually really nice because unless there was a good dice game going on, which you have to stop by or whatever, poke your head in. How's it going over here? A lot of that. But normally it was just like almost it was like a secluded area. It was just completely secluded and kind of all by itself and quiet normally immediately upon the curfew. And it sounds like there was some knocking going on in 611.
Making pornos.
So will she release that porn?
Yeah, probably be a
OnlyFans?
PPV on her OnlyFans. Probably see it available for $14.99
I did
upcoming.
some research. It is free to subscribe to her OnlyFans, so then she'll probably do the PPV.
Wow.
I don't understand the OnlyFans.
How's that work?
Yeah,
What?
I don't understand.
Get him in free, then gouge him.
Oh, so it's no cover at the door, but we will charge you for drinks.
Boom.
Got it. Classic strip club.
Yeah, smart.
Classic.
Is her profession an OnlyFans model?
She's got an MBA from Rutgers because she did school.
Yep.
She's
And
Let's go against the spread. Let's do it. It's time.
In what, Ty?
In.
Will somebody pull up the? So we haven't shown you or anybody that's watched why we have said that for an hour and 40 minutes. His first message, one of his first messages to her is "use school." SKOOL, as if school like a thing, and then in, because he didn't even put the asterisk. So instead of you in school, it is literally you school in. And there's a lot of dramatic question marks that happen.
He has like his own language. This is awesome. It's like Cam Newton.
But also, he has his own language. It is awesome. It was obviously successful for him with Ava. But then his entire, statement that came out.
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. This
That's
guy
not
ain't
the same
schooling.
AB.
This guy ain't schooling. All right, let's pick against the spread here, shall we, AJ? Let's do this. Week 18 matchups. They start on Saturday.
Here we go,
got
boys.
Saturday NFL football. The Chiefs take on the Broncos. Denver at home, getting 11 points. What do the Chiefs have on the line here if they get a big-time win?
The Chiefs can go from 2 to 1 if the Titans to lose, and that's it.
So that's it. Potential home field advantage throughout the AFC for the entire playoffs. Rather large deal. Now, will they potentially rest if they get up a bunch in the third or fourth quarter and secure the win? Will they take out the Lamborghinis and Ferraris they got on the offensive side of the ball? Or will they continue to bury the Broncos like Patrick Mahomes has done literally his entire career, his first start in the NFL, a Week 17 game against the Broncos when the Chiefs are already in the playoffs? He does well, gets the win. They say we're moving on. Who do you have, AJ Hawk?
So this game is on Saturday, so this is before the Titans game. I think the Chiefs know that they want to win and try to get home field. Hopefully they want the Titans to lose somehow, so I'll take the Chiefs minus 11.
Give me the Chiefs as well. Cowboys, Eagles. Eagles getting 4.5 at home. Why is that?
They have a bunch of COVID issues. They can't do anything really with their seating or anything like that, so it doesn't seem like they're going to play anybody really.
But are they dogs or cats?
Bingo.
Are they dogs or cats?
All hands on deck situation. Whoever is available will be ready to go. We are going to try win this football game.
Is Jalen Hurts playing?
Yeah.
Give me the Eagles at home plus 4.5. Who do you got, AJ?
I actually don't know if Jalen's playing or not.
All right, you got Eagles. I'll take Cowboys.
No. Coach just told me something.
Cowboys also have COVID problem. Mike is not playing. Tyron Smith's not playing. They have some guys out.
I got the Eagles plus 4.5. I'll stick with it depending upon who's playing, but we've come too far. Packers Lions 1 o'clock matchup. Packers. Aaron has told us there's been mixed reports, I guess. Yeah. There's been a lot of conversation. He talked to Peyton Manning about it on Monday Night Manning. There's been a lot of speculation on this show amongst coaches, ex-coaches, front office people. They already got the number 1 seed throughout the entire NFC. They're at home. They've made back-to-back NFC championship games. They're flying around. Will they rest everybody, try to get everybody as healthy as possible for the second round of the playoffs? AJ, your thoughts?
So the Lions, is it Timmy Boyle starting at quarterback?
Goff is going to be back.
Goff's back. Man, okay, this is a tough one to pick because I have no idea how long.
We're locked in at the 2 spot in the draft, too, so I think they're going to try.
You're not locked in.
Well, we could get the 1. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
It's only if the Jags.
But we won't go any worse than 2.
I'll take the Packers.
This is the only game that has no first half spread on FanDuel.
Because they have no idea how long. Yeah. Is Aaron playing the entire game? Is he only playing a part of the game? Is he getting a couple of snaps?
There's no way he plays the entire game.
There's zero chance of him playing the entire game, which makes me believe. MCDC and the boys.
Oh, big program win.
Hey, 3.5 is a lot of points, dude. Especially with MC.
At home, tough barn to play in.
Well, yeah. Is Sheila Ford Hamp giving a speech? Are they putting Calvin Johnson in the Ring of Honor? or anything?
Is Kid Rock going to be there?
Yeah, he's performing. Tell me how.
All right, Bob Ritchie, Kid. We don't know if he's going to be there. I don't know if he's. I have no idea. Because there ain't nobody going to
tell me how to live. Who do you got?
What's that? I got the Lions, dude, plus 3.5.
Oh,
jeez.
No, that's a lie. Give me the Packers minus 3.5. What am I even talking about?
Okay.
What am I
I'll
even
take
fucking
the
talking
Lions.
about? You got
I
the Lions?
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions now.
Why? Why are you taking the Lions?
I have no idea how
He
long
knows
Aaron's going to
something.
play. I
He
think
knows
it's
something.
stupid. I think it's dumb if Aaron plays more than a quarter.
Jordan Love can beat the Lions.
So this will be Jordan. We don't know that. We don't know that.
I'd guess that A.J. Dillon will have a healthy amount of carries.
You don't want to get him hurt going into the playoffs either.
Yeah,
though.
but
Yeah, who do you rest? Who do you not rest? That's why
Aaron Jones has already been banged up, so he's probably not going to play. Al Dillon can.
So there's
handle
no Aaron
the-
Jones and there's no Aaron Rodgers?
Devontae's still playing.
Devontae Adams is playing?
He said, if you're scared, go to church.
Yeah, but is it his decision?
Devontae will play as long as Aaron plays, I would assume.
But I don't think Devontae's catching any balls from Jordan Love.
If they play 2 drives against the Lions, it's 14 points.
Okay, so now we got to just hope that the next 3 quarters that the
2
11. Yeah, you're right. I think it's
two-
11 points.
Yes, the 2.
But on the defense side of the ball, they're probably resting players as well in Green Bay.
The Lions have won 2 games.
Is Rasul Douglas playing or not?
Has to.
He'll play early, I think.
Early. Who are you on?
I'm going to take the Lions plus 3.5 since you have the Packers.
Fuck it. Give me the Lions.
Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
AJ, haven't you been in this situation a million times where you guys played Detroit last week and you don't have to try? Like, what'd you guys do?
Beat the fuck
Flynn,
out of him.
Flynn would come in and throw for 7,000 yards.
Yes, exactly.
Jordan Love, dude.
Flynn is interesting because he's much different than Jordan Love. Jordan Love, whenever he played earlier, we did not see many good things.
Yeah, he looked like shit. But Chiefs,
tough
at the time in Kansas City, Jordan Love might rush for 120.
All right, I'll take the Packers.
Yeah.
All right, Packers. Bears, Vikings. Vikings in the Mike Zimmer Super Bowl is how this has been titled by Chuck Pagano. Favored by 5.5 at home against Justin Fields, Matt Nagy.
Not Justin Fields.
Yeah, he positive for COVID yesterday, so probably not going to test that.
Oh, no.
So is the Red Rocket starting?
Probably Andrew Dalton.
Oh, no. It's his Super Bowl, too. This might be his last fucking game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Prove a game.
Against his old head ball coach. No, defensive coordinator.
And by the way, they're very tight, I think. I think Andy Dalton, Zimmer, and that entire Bengals team are like very tight, right? Because he lost his
And he
wife.
knows that defense.
He does not.
Zim knows Andy.
Go ahead, AJ, please.
I'm taking the Bears.
Is Thielen playing?
Get your steaks ready.
I don't think so.
He went IR 2 weeks ago.
Get your gout fired up.
But Jefferson got some records to break. Dalvin Cook, some incentives to hit.
Give me the Vikings, dude.
Wow, you sure?
Yeah, sending Nagy and Pace out on a fucking L, dude, from the Minnesota Vikings as Mike Zimmer sails off into the I ain't a head coach anymore sunset.
The Bears are undefeated in this year.
They won on Sunday.
Oh, in 2022.
Yeah.
All right, see.
Keep that in mind.
You're cooking on that one. See you next year. Colts, Jags. Is this move from 14.5?
15.5.
Yeah, 15.5. This was the one I was potentially talking about when I was dreaming up a scenario on whether or not the team will continue to step on the throat of the fighting Urban Myers down there.
This is just so many points, but you know what? I got to give the Jags another chance. I'm going to take Jaguars plus 14.5.
Give me the Colts alternate spread minus 19. No, for the good of the record, for the good of the game, give me the 14.5.
Okay.
Jags might win this by 14.
Yeah.
How?
Motivated.
Trevor, he's playing for the people. He said, hey.
He's got commercials and stuff. The guy's won one game.
This is for the Clients.
He's got commercials and stuff.
This is for the Clients.
Well, Baker had commercials.
Yeah.
Colts haven't won
a playoff game.
in a while.
But he had those commercials well before he won that playoff game.
Trevor Lawrence, by the way, looks like Fabio in that commercial. I don't know if you guys saw it.
yeah.
He looks
Oh,
yeah.
unbelievable.
Talking Subway?
It's my first time I've seen him. Yeah, first time we've seen him right since the beginning of the year. Because Thibault took his time.
Right.
And then Urban Meyer fingered his way through the entire publicity thing.
Yes.
And then they got to the point where they were just no longer even a part of the conversation.
Right.
It was actually good to see Trevor Lawrence, I guess, in the Subway commercial.
His hair did look great.
They're going to lose by a lot.
Did someone say thank you, Jared?
No.
Trevor.
What's
Sounded
your
like
problem?
Dig said that.
Nobody's saying Jared anymore other than people from Ohio like Pepsi. You hear me?
Yeah.
Let's go to Titans and Texans. Texans getting 10 at home. Titans can lock in home field advantage. They already know what the Chiefs done and did at this point.
I like Titans -10.
Me as well. Let's go Washington. Who's playing quarterback for the Texans? Doug?
Dave Mills, I believe.
Yeah. Schaub.
Schaub's pick
he's on
six
Falcons.
king, dude. Washington versus the Giants. A big ol' who gives a fuck bowl in the NFC East. Joe Judge, a man who is the Mara family's Bill Belichick, taking on Ron Rivera in the Washington football team in their last game as the Washington football team. Will they send the WFT brand off in style, or will they not cover somehow against the terrible fighting football Joe Judge Giants?
I like the Washington Commodores, as Boomer let us know, at -7 for this one.
Admirals, Red Tails, there's a lot out there. Washington -7. Give me the Giants +7 at home. Steelers, Ravens, 4.5. Ravens favored by. How do you feel? Tyler Huntley's playing quarterback. Steelers got nothing to play for. Ravens do, right? Ravens have a little seating, or no, they can't move.
No, they both are in the exact same situation. If they win,
they
need
need
the
a tie and
They
the
need
Colts.
the Jaguars too.
Who do you got?
I like the Ravens here, -4.5.
The Steelers +4.5.
I feel like they blew their wad last week, man. That was too much emotional baggage for them to get through.
It has moved from 3.5 to 4.5. Is that what you're saying,
It's at
Zito?
3.5 now.
3.5.
It's at 3.5 now?
Yep.
Yeah, I got Ravens 3.5.
Give me the Ravens -3.5. Bengals, Browns, 6-point favorites. Browns at home. Baker Mayfield's team has come out and said, "Hey, we're okay with being traded. We're not. We might bring this up allegedly." Then Baker Mayfield dunked on those reports.
Yes.
But those type Mary Kay
Cabot.
Cabot was then dunked on by Deshaun Kaiser, Brandon Weeden, and I think every single quarterback that is on that jersey is going to come out of the woodwork and say, like, "Hey, Baker, we agree. This lady is a fucking problem."
Yeah.
I don't know Mary Kay, but it does feel like she has a bad reputation amongst players, more specifically quarterbacks of the Cleveland Browns. There's been a lot of noise inside that building about Baker Mayfield. There's been a lot of noise outside that building about Baker Mayfield, including us, including his relationship with Stefanski. It has come out 15 days later that Chubb has rib issues. That's why he wasn't getting the ball as much on Monday Night Football. Allegedly, they said rib injuries, although he was still playing and still getting tackled.
Yeah.
So for those plays, his ribs were okay. But for other plays, they weren't. I'm not sure bones are something you can rest. But, hey, that's on somebody else with a bigger brain than me to make the decision. You like the Browns or you like the Bengals playing nobody?
I mean, I'll take the Bengals at +6 here. I really, though. This is one I don't know.
Give me the Browns. Are you kidding me? You think Baker Mayfield's potential last game with the Browns, they were supposed to win the Super Bowl?
Baker's not playing.
He's on IR.
Oh, no.
He's getting surgery.
Oh, yeah, because they pushed it off until...
But, I mean, Joe Burrow's not playing
Honestly,
either.
their backup's better than Baker.
Oh, yeah, it's Case.
Case Keenum.
Yeah, okay.
Case is legit. Case can play.
I like the Browns anyways. I like the Browns.
Who's the Bengals backup?
I just turned up the
Lindley.
volume on my ear thing.
no.
I just screamed in my ear. I mean, oh my
Never good.
Lord. Got to put that on the back pocket there. Patriots, Dolphins is the first game in the slate here of the 426 games here. 426 games. Patriots, Dolphins. Dolphins stink. They're at home. Last game of the season.
Maybe the last game of Tua is run in Miami.
No.
A lot of people were saying it.
Take
No,
it
no.
easy.
The Dolphins don't stink, by the way. The Dolphins have become a team that I think we've all appreciated watching. The Patriots favored by 6. A lot to play for, AJ. A lot to play for.
Yeah, I like the Patriots here. And it's interesting about your theory on Tua. Yeah, if Deshaun Watson's available, I could easily see him going to Miami.
What about the Deshaun Watson situation?
Carolina's going to trade everything for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but Carolina's fans are chanting fire, roll at basketball games.
Have you heard Deshaun wants to go to Miami, though? Like, he really wants to be there?
Well, and if Russell is also going to be on the block there, I bet Tapper will go after him, too.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if he's going to go to Carolina, right?
Nah.
Russell and Sierra.
Bright Lights, big city. He wants
Yeah,
New
I
York.
want to go to Miami or New York. The shadows of New York.
Yeah, good
New
point. He'd
Jersey.
live in New York, but
Who do you got? You got the Dolphins, you said?
No, I'm going to take the Patriots here.
All right, I got the Dolphins. Let's go Jets,
Yeah.
Bills,
Good bet.
16.5. Thank you, Gumpy. 16.5.
I mean, Jets +16.5.
Yikes.
That's a lot of points. I love the Bills, and I think I'm going to have a boost this weekend for the people in New
Wow.
York about the Bills. That's going to be much different than 16.5.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Jets plus 16.5 as well.
They have to win for the division.
The Bills do?
Yeah.
Give me the. If they're up 21 though in the fourth quarter, they're going to rest people.
I mean, last year, not the same situation, but it was Bills versus Dolphins, and they played the entire game and put up like 58 points.
Okay, give me the Bills. All right, sweet. I got the Bills. Thank you for that, Connor. Panthers, Bucks. What is that? 8 or 6?
8.
8 at home.
I like the Bucks -8.
Me too. You kind of like a nice little bunker mentality with this whole Antonio Brown situation. They might be tighter than ever. I like the Bucks. Saints, Falcons.
Saints -3.5 for me.
I like it. Seahawks, Cardinals, 6.5. Cardinals favored by 6.5 at home. Is this Russell Wilson's last game as a Seattle Seahawk? He said he doesn't want it to be. He said he wants to be a Seahawk and win a bunch of Super Bowls with them. That's what he said. I heard him say it. Literally, I heard him say it.
I like Cardinals -6.5 here then.
Me too. Let's get back. J.J. Watt's back on the sideline. I don't know if he's playing, but he's all the way back. Niners, Rams, 4-point favorites. Rams.
Rams -4.
Give me the Niners +4 and Chargers, Raiders, Sunday Night Football for a playoff spot.
Chargers -3.
Me as well. We'll see you manana. Cheers. We just ran up the serious thing. Well, actually, we won't see him tomorrow. See him on Monday.
They get it.
See him on Monday. Hey, we did well there, AJ.
Yeah.
We did well.
I mean, yeah, good luck. Who knows what those games are going to look like?
I feel good about my slate. I feel really good about the slate.
I feel very good about mine. I'm just saying, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of chaotic moments.
No, I don't feel good about yours. I feel good about mine.
Good. I'm glad you feel good about it.
You can't feel good about AJ. He took the freaking Lions.
He did, and he also took
the Jets.
Yes.
What a joke.
He took the Lions and the Jets.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
What a fool.
The Lions are one of the best teams against the spread this season.
We understand that you guys backdoor and ruin people's bets because you guys have a lot of fight in your non-kneecaps. But this is week 18. Those cars are already loaded.
Yeah.
Those hotels are already checked out of. MCDC's on his way out of town to drink coffee somewhere else. You know, he's waking up on Monday morning somewhere else. Let's have a reset, see if we can get back in there. I do believe the Lions, though, who potentially could, I guess, get the number 1 overall pick if they win or they lose and the Jags beat the Colts somehow in a game that the Colts have to win, although the Colts have not won in their last 6 away games against the Jaguars. The Lions could get the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
I don't think they care. I think they're happy at 2, and they have a good culture going over there.
Yeah, I think we are easily the best, worst team in the NFL.
I agree.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, who would it be? It'd be you, the Jags, the Jets.
Texans coach Dave's done a hell of a job this year.
I'll give them a little credit.
Doug
credit.
Mills, the Texans, Brandon Cooks. Come on.
Who else stinks? The Panthers kind of stink, right?
Panthers stink.
They were 3-1.
Bears stink.
You remember Sam Darnold was all the way back. You remember that? We'll do that next week. We'll do a lot of, oh, shit, do you remember? Because the season will be completely.
Who were the Lions' 2 wins?
The Cardinals.
And the Vikings.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
We got Black Monday coming up, too.
Oh, my God. Overreaction Monday is just going to be a sob song.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I just learned that we do have to fly. I have to fly out earlier than expected because of. Yeah. This is a fucking joke. I am not happy about this. I have no idea.
Son of a bitch.
Great season by you two picking the spread every single Friday.
Well done, gentlemen.
Good work.
Thank you. You know, we don't normally have any segments that happen over and over again, mostly because we get bored of stuff.
Sure. Yes.
But the entire slate, you can't get bored because there's so many storylines evolving in every single game.
right.
Every single game is a story in of itself, and we get to dive into that whenever we pick against the spread. It's been an honor, AJ, to do this alongside you.
Hey,
great work, boys.
Likewise, man. It's been an honor. I think in the offseason, maybe we'll make picks on like college basketball or maybe hockey, some other stuff.
Yeah,
XFL.
I mean, definitely on hockey because we heard yesterday from John Sheeran, the head odds maker for FanDuel. He said that is where they are the worst at. So thank you, John. We will be diving into hockey as soon as this season is over. He gave us a little bit of a heads up, but I'll see you all on Monday. I appreciate you all so much. I hope I survive. I don't know. It's 1:59 right now. I have 6 hours and 1 minute to make to the. I don't know if it's going to happen. I honestly have no idea if it's going to happen.
Hey, just remember, you woke up this morning, you started working, and you probably keep working till 2 a.m., but Boomer's working harder.
Yeah, Boomer Esiason's the hardest working guy. I will channel my inner Boomer Esiason today as I go do my thing. I thank you all so much. You're the greatest humans of all time. Make sure we'll have the hashtag PMS Happy Birthday AJ winners Monday or Tuesday.
Boom. Sounds good.
$38,000. You can enter in right now, actually. Do a screenshot. All right. See you, everybody.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Go get him.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee.
Unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Foxy's added some new tools to the arsenal.
A couple transitions.
Some new shots to the bag. Wow. I assume we've had access to these for a long time.
I've known about them forever.
Yeah. Why not today?
I guess. I mean, you just found out about them, so let's go.
Can we hit one more of those
Yeah,
things?
here we go. We'll go to the boys.
Yeah.
Whoa! Shit, to you! Bring it Hey! How about this one? Whoa!
What? Bring it back. I'm blue, I'm green, I would die. I'm green, I would die. That's great, Foxy. Hey, way to really up the game.
Foxy.
Hey, boy, Foxy. Welcome back to the show.
Those are awesome.
Awesome.
Unbelievable.
Hey, one more. Hit one more. Do we have to
Come on,
get
come on.
one?
Come on.
How about this?
New one.
How about this? That one doesn't do anything.
Foxy.
Is there a dissolve
See,
one?
this is where pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. We got too creative.
That's right.
We had a good run on 3 or 4 transitions. We tried to reach into 5 or 6, and we just didn't have them in the bag.
Bucket ran dry.
Keep working over there. Yeah, the well ran dry. That is 100% case. Yeah.
Some more water.
Yeah, we need to call them in. Maybe next week we'll find some new ones in there. But we appreciate you for joining us. It is this show, by the way, that we'll be talking about. The show that you just watched right there.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I am Tony Dogs. Tony! I will be steering the ship for the next half hour.
And then maybe Tony Dog.
And then AJ's going to steer the ship for the second half hour.
Oh, there you go, boys.
And then the show's going to be over. And that's how the show works today. Because at 2:35, Preston Smith, Green Bay Packer great, is going to be on the show. So,
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
yeah, I figured. AJ, you're here, right?
Yes, I am right here. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we got you.
we can see you. So I figured,
Okay.
let AJ lead that interview.
Yeah.
Packer.
Preston, how much do you think he's playing this weekend?
I don't know. I don't know.
That'll be a good question for
It
him.
will be because I don't think they're super deep. You know, they're pretty banged up at edge rusher still, and he's had a very good season. So I'm sure there's a couple incentives in there he'd maybe like to notch.
Wait, hey Ty, have they given any updates on Zadarius Smith, like when he could come back?
Not really. He's kind of not. He hasn't been mentioned in the same category as Jair Alexander and Bakhtiari
He's at
have.
practice today.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. I mean, I would think that if he can play at all, you know, I don't think they're going to hold him out thinking they might win. I would anticipate to see him in the playoffs.
Well, don't you think it would be cool if I don't know what Takatari's status is, but if he could play, do you think they want to get him some reps?
I don't know. Don't you think it's probably you're just better off just holding him out, and then he can have a full week of practice, full go, you know, leading up to the first playoff game?
I guess, but it depends on how he feels. Like if he feels like he could absolutely go right now if the game really needed him, then maybe he does want to get in there and get some reps. I probably would just to get your feet back under. He's been out all season, so maybe it would help to knock some of that rust off, as people like to say.
Yeah, exactly. Would it kind of take him a little bit of time there to get his legs back under him and kind of get in shape? Like, is that a real thing? Is football shape real?
Football shape is real. Oh, absolutely. It's a real thing. But also just for I think mentally, you're coming off a big injury, an ACL. You've been off the field for so long. Like, I don't know. Do you want your very first snap to be in the second round of the playoffs, or do you want to try to get some reps in against Detroit in a game that doesn't really mean a whole lot? I don't know. I don't know. It depends, I guess, how healthy he feels. I have no clue. Well, it will be interesting if he is. That'd be cool to see the first group run out and Aaron's in, Devontae's in, and we see the old trusty over there at left tackle taking his stance. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, how about I think Pat was definitely talking about it earlier this week, and I believe you were on for it. Like, what if Derrick Henry's healthy? Should he get some carries this week against the Texans before they potentially have a bye, or is that a different situation?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a different situation just because, he'll be absorbing a good amount of damage if he's getting the ball. I don't know how many carries you want him to get. Yeah, old Takatari's going to be smashing his head and arms and body into a guy rushing him every single play, but I don't know. If I was Derrick Henry, I wouldn't be as worried about getting him reps.
Yeah, Bakhtiari's in a tough spot because if you just look at like the pass rushers on the teams they could play, like Cowboys with Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, then you just go down that list of Cardinals, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, below that the Niners, Nick Bosa. Like, it feels like he should probably get a couple reps and get a little comfortable back at left tackle just because the dudes that he might be playing against are unbelievable.
Yeah, I'd say that reminded me when you were talking about that, Connor, coming in and thinking of him coming into his first game in a long time, facing just these stud pass rushers. I remember when I was a freshman, we went to the national championship and we played Miami. They had 1 million NFL players on the team.
Yeah.
First kickoff of the game, we're receiving the kickoff. I'm in the front line playing special teams on return, and I turn, they kick the ball. I turn, run back, try to get to like the 25, 30, wherever I'm supposed to get to block my dude. And the guy was like 30 yards past me when I got to the spot. And I remember I come off the sideline and we're talking. Bobby was on there. A bunch of young guys are on the kickoff return team. And like, hey, did you get your guy? And I was like, I didn't even see my guy. And this kid was in the end zone. Like, I'm going to have to cheat and leave early because these guys are running 4.2s right past us all.
The big story, story this weekend basically is who's going to fucking try and who's not.
Yeah.
Are teams with younger guys better prepared because they still have to put out good tape versus veteran teams where they haven't had a great season, but all these guys, we know who they are in the NFL, so they don't necessarily have to put out the best of tape unless they're free agents going here in Week 18, Age?
I mean, if you really did a deep dive on all the rosters during all the games and saw what guys' contract status was, their incentive status was, there's definitely guys out there that may have eight. Say you have 8.5 sacks. Of course, guys want to have double-digit sacks. So guys like that are going to be going super hard. It could be a stat game, I think, for some guys. If the game doesn't mean much either way, like if you're going to the playoffs or not, this is when guys try to pad their stats a little bit. At least defensively, that's when you feel like, okay, let's do this. Let's make these end-of-season stats look a lot better after this game.
Stats-wise, for betting-wise, Cooper Kupp needs 12 receptions to surpass Michael Thomas for most catches in a season. He needs 136 yards to pass Calvin Johnson. Tom Brady needs 500 yards to pass Peyton Manning most of the season. That's going to be a lot. T.J. Watt needs 1.5 sacks to become the all-time single-season sack leader. Jalen Waddle needs 3 catches to surpass Anquan Bolden for most receptions as a rookie. And Jamar Chase needs 45 yards to surpass rookie receiving yards. So,
wow.
If you're a betting person and you know these people, you definitely have had situations in the last week where you knew teammates and certain players had to get this many yards to get a bonus or something like that, right?
Yeah, you usually are aware of that stuff going in. Also, adding to that list, Devontae only needs 20-some yards, I think, to pass Jordy for yards in a season, right?
Yeah.
I would assume he gets that, doesn't he? 22 yards, first play of the game, maybe?
Yeah, only in one play, probably.
I mean, I don't know. I've been thinking, with Rodgers in it, and maybe he already has the MVP locked up too, but I would imagine that they are going to play at least 2 series. I don't know. I mean,
I think that's safe to say. Yeah, 2 series at least. But I guess what happens on those series? Do they bring some weird, crazy, exotic blitzes, which Detroit is known to do throughout the season, and Like, what if they hit Aaron early? Does everything change? He hands the ball off twice and gets off the field, and they take his helmet from
Well,
him.
we were also talking about that earlier, and like I assume that AJ Dillon's going to get a pretty decent workload because he really didn't have that many carries. Like this has basically been his first full year, and he's a big bruising son of a bitch. I don't think they're worried about him getting injured. Don't you think like they might give him a game as just like the almost featured back the entire time?
Is he going to have his Flynn game where he rushes for like 350?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
That, I mean, screen passes, especially when Jordan Love comes in, you'd think screen passes, run the ball, run the clock, let's try to get out of this place, try to get a win, yes, but also try to get out of here as quick as we can and not hurt anybody.
Well, and just looking when they first played, wasn't the Lions, they were just in cover 2 the entire time and basically forced Rodgers to just kind of dink and dump it the entire time? Like, if they do bring those exotic blitzes, like you're saying, Rodgers could easily just torch them for like 150 yards and 2 series and 2 touchdowns. Like, I could see that happening before the Lions putting up a fight.
Yeah, that could definitely happen, depending on how long Aaron plays. I have a feeling, though, if Jordan Love, once he gets in the game, they're not going to sit back in that cover 2, and that's something Jordan Love would probably, wouldn't feel a whole lot of pressure on him. I'm sure, like any young quarterback that's inexperienced, what do you want to do? Make him uncomfortable, make him move around, make him, make sure you hit him as many times as you can. I would look for that to happen once Jordan Love goes in the game.
AJ, before we get to the phones, and Bruce is back there on the phone, so Bruce is going to dial up whoever's back there. The chat and the internet's been clamoring to know, have you guys figured out the full court press for your basketball team?
Ooh.
You know what? We're getting better. We are improving, absolutely. I'm scouring the internet for different ways on what's the best way to break a press for 5th grade girls. What do we do? And you know what? We're passing the ball more, which is good. You can't dribble the ball through the press. We need to pass it, crisp passing lanes, get in the windows. Yeah, we're getting better, man. I told you before, I'm proud of the girls.
AJ, it's a 2-1-1 break. I mean, you put 2 people on the free throw line, you set the screen, and then you have someone come down from half court.
Is it a 1-3-1 press?
That's exactly what we're doing.
Are they trapping the corners?
Yeah, they have to be.
They're doing a 1-2-2 press. Usually is what people do.
Well, good luck with that.
It's great in theory. You can tell them exactly how, hey, this is what we should do, but you guys know if you guys have played basketball, when you're young and you get pressed, especially you haven't been pressed much, it can cause some panic in some people's brains. Oh,
yeah, it's a fickle game.
All right, Bruce. Bruce, where are we going to on the phones? He definitely does not have a mic.
No, he doesn't.
No, he does not.
If you could relay that info, Bruce.
Serbia.
We're going to Serbia. What's their name? Theo from Serbia. What do you got?
I don't think we taught Bruce how to push him live.
I just taught him. Yeah.
Okay.
Theo,
Hi,
there he
can you hear
is.
me?
Oh yeah, we got you, Theo.
Hey, how you doing, boys?
Keep it moving, boys.
Let's go!
Hell yeah!
I'm very.
What part
really
of
glad
Serbia?
to give the call.
Theo, what part of Serbia are you from?
Do you know Serbia?
Yes,
very well.
I'm-
Back of my hand.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's a joke. I'm from the north. I used to play basketball and stuff, and I've started to watch the show, and I can't believe. I mean, it's really cool. I like the human side and everything else. And I want to say, AJ, happy birthday, man!
Hey,
That's awesome.
Theo, what's the temperature
You're born
in
on the
Serbia?
same
right
day as Jesus.
Whoa.
According to Orthodox Church.
How do you know?
Oh, Jesus was born on the 25th of December.
What the hell?
Yeah, they use the Julian calendar.
Oh, okay.
Hey, are you pissed about
So you're a holy
Djokovic?
man.
Are you pissed about Djokovic?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's his own choice. I think he overdid that on social media, and people are going crazy here with the whole he's like Jesus stuff, comparing him. I mean, I'm sorry about that. But, I mean,
that's okay.
if they allow him to play, I would like him to watch. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to watch that.
What was your question, Theo?
Well, you know what? When I started watching NFL, it was like the first game here was Rams against Patriots, and I started watching. I remember AJ when he started playing, and I always thought he was the younger brother of Clay Mattis, but actually it looked like AJ is a much better player, and you are a cool dude. All of you are.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So if you have some stories from how you met, like Clay Mattis and stuff, when you started playing off, that would be awesome.
Thank you, Theo. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you, boys. All the best.
All the best.
So
He's gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
AJ.
Do you
I
have
didn't
any,
get to ask him about the COVID situation. What did he want to? I want to see what the COVID situation's like in Serbia. But he asked what it.
he asked how
I
you met your
Clay Matthews.
Clay Mattis.
Clay Mattis.
I assume he was talking about Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews.
Clay Mattis,
and
not
the
General Mad Dog Mattis,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Not the general.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Clay was drafted during my, I think, 2 years after me, I believe. Yeah, Clay's the man. I still talk to Clay now. He's awesome.
Were you
Living
supposed
in,
to get him on the show?
Nashville.
He was on the show.
Clay was?
Yeah. During COVID, we had him on. It was right after the whole stuff with the Rams happened, and he was talking about potentially signing
He was
with a
trying to
different
get
team.
him. Did you say trying to get like a couple million back from them?
Yeah.
They owed him and Todd Gurley.
Did you say he's in Nashville now?
Yeah, I don't know if he
How come
he
everyone's
wants that out
moving
or
there?
not, but yeah, he's in Nashville.
AJ, how come all you wealthy folk are moving to Nashville?
Well, I live in Ohio, Diggs, in case you're wondering. Well, Clay lived in California. I think we've seen a lot of people having a lot of people leave California.
Fuck, he did get me.
Is he still around football? Is he doing any coaching, or is he doing like what you're doing, like coaching his kids and stuff?
His kids aren't really old enough yet to be playing too many sports. I don't know if he's coaching or not, but I know he's got a sweet spread. He's going to build a sweet place down there with a bunch of land, so I'm going to go visit for sure.
AJ, can you name a country that borders Serbia?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Go ahead.
I can't name anything. No, I don't. I'm not good with geography.
Come on, dude.
Show me.
Croatia.
Okay, let's see it.
Take a peek.
Those are sections in Serbia. I don't think that's any
Fucking
country. around.
Kosovo.
Yep.
Bosnia, Herzegovina.
Bosnia,
Romania. Bulgaria.
Okay.
All the usual suspects.
All the usual suspects. Yeah.
Big geography show.
Bruce, you got anyone else on the line, dude?
Bruce.
He's answering a phone call right now.
Oh, he's answering
Okay.
a phone call.
Okay, fair enough.
AJ, did you see Billy O'Brien is going to interview for the Jacksonville job?
So he's the O coordinator at Alabama.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Samantha in L.A.
Oh, sorry. Samantha in L.A. is on the line. Samantha, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. So I've been listening to you guys talk about the AB situation and how the girl got into the hotel. And I was in a situation here in LA where like a Rams player invited me to the hotel and I had like zero problem. I just walked into the hotel. Someone on the team actually held the elevator for me, gave me like a weird look when we went to the same floor. And it was like there was absolutely no security either. So
who was the
maybe
player?
I'm not going to kiss and tell, but it was back in 2018, so maybe it's different with COVID too.
It probably is different with COVID, but no.
But still, though, like that's not normal at all. What is she still on the phone?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
time? Like, what was it? Nighttime? What time was this?
So it was the Thursday night game in 2018, so it was like Wednesday, I think around like 7 or 8.
It was
so probably right before their team meeting that night too.
It was
Man, that is not normal for any experience I have been to any team I've been on, but I guess it is now. I guess it's a lot easier now to get people into hotels.
And when you left, they didn't question it either?
No, nobody questioned it. I just got like kind of a weird look and continued on.
Was it the away team or was it the home team?
It was the home
Rams.
team. It was the Rams.
I just wanted to make sure, dude. Don't fucking yell at me.
The home team.
Excuse
Okay.
me. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this, okay?
Damn, Jared Goff,
Because
huh?
AJ said it's very hard to get in.
It usually is. Apparently, it's not that difficult in most places now, I guess.
How long have you known Aaron Donald?
It was him. He's the guy's not the team anymore, so maybe that's why.
Okay.
We can narrow this down. We can narrow
Thank you. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Sarah.
Maybe.
Apparently, it's not as hard as you think it is, AJ.
I mean, that's
Sounds
very
like you were a
surprising
huge
to me.
dork,
It really is.
AJ. No one was coming to
What'd he
see
say?
you.
He said apparently you were a huge dork.
Yeah, I know. Well, believe me, I got to my hotel and I didn't even want to go meet people for dinner that were in town, like coming to the game. I just wanted to lay in my room and doze off and fall asleep, and then go to the team meeting and go to bed. I didn't do anything.
At least we know now why the Rams didn't want to pay Todd Gurley. He was sneaking people into his hotel the night before game.
Age before that call though, Billy O'Brien, Jacksonville.
Do you think he has a shot?
You think they're just bringing him in for fun?
Yeah, I think they just bring him in for fun. I mean, the Alabama coaches resort or whatever the hell, rehab, whatever it is, I think is sweet. But why wouldn't you go with someone like Jim Caldwell or another guy?
So they've brought in Jim Caldwell.
Yeah.
They've brought in
Doug
Peterson. It'll be
Hackett's
Billy
going in.
O'Brien.
Yeah.
Tonight, Kellen Moore's going to interview.
Yeah, like one of those guys I feel like makes more sense than Billy O'Stooge.
I don't know. Not Kellen. I don't know if Kellen Moore. They
You got to interview everybody, though, don't you think? You're going to talk to everybody. You're
When
trying
you-
to make a huge decision that they
Fucked
haven't
up.
done a great job hiring, I guess, in the past. It hasn't worked out too well. I mean, yeah, I'd want to talk to as many people as I possibly could.
I was talking to Pat, and it feels like they need a complete culture hire, like someone who's going to come in,
Dabo.
It could be Dabo. I thought Jim Caldwell would be the perfect fit. Like he feels like a culture guy. It feels like he's someone who can coach a young quarterback. Like I feel
But do you think Shad Khan wants somebody that's going to be more of like an outward personality, though? Like someone that's going to, Jim Caldwell's not going to give the media a whole lot. He's just a good dude and a good coach. Like, does he want somebody that's going to bring a little more juice?
Well, and also, how much does it matter if they need to do a culture, but Trent Baalke is the one that a lot of people are saying is the problem, and he's a big part of who's going to hire the next head coach. So, how can...
Well, even if Trent Baalke isn't good, which I don't know anything about him, even if he's not very good, he could still get lucky and hire a good coach.
True.
That could happen.
Wouldn't you want the even keel guy? Urban felt like the splash hire, big personality. Like, wouldn't you want to go the opposite way? And hey, let's get a guy that's even keel who has been to a franchise. Sorry, Fox, Detroit that historically wasn't that
Detroit,
great and has
He's
won
done
there.
that,
That feels like it makes more sense.
Or at least a guy who's going to make sure that Trevor Lawrence doesn't become a bust, because they talk about him like he's the second coming of Peyton Manning, like a next one of those guys. Like, you need someone who can basically erase this last year and get him back on the right foot.
You go with I feel like if you're them, you go with the safest hire. Like, Kellen Moore is not a safe hire. You have no idea if that dude's going to be able to be a head coach or not. He could potentially be the greatest head coach of all time, but he's never even come close to doing anything like that. He wasn't even the head coach when McCarthy was out for a week this year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say Kellen Moore, the upside, the ceiling is probably sky high, but you don't know, it could crash and burn. But Jim Caldwell, what do you think? Like, worst case scenario is they're just like an average team? Like, is that how you would look at it?
I mean, an average team. Jacksonville hasn't had like an average team, I guess, since Bortles, and that wasn't that long ago. But it feels as though an average team would be a pretty massive step up from 2-15 or whatever.
Well, that's why
they're
Doug,
gonna finish.
as Connor, you call him Doug Pederson.
Yeah.
Isn't he like one of the prime candidates for that job?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see him doing that. That would make sense.
But like the way that things flamed out in Philly, was that his fault? Was it the front office's fault? I know Philly blames Larry or whatever, or whoever the accountant is. Roseman. So who knows if that was Doug Pederson's fault or not?
I mean, yeah, I guess that's why you bring him in for an interview, right? Doug Pederson, he's out in Tahoe usually. Awesome, fun guy. Seems like a guy I would want to play for.
Yeah.
You think he'd run a good program?
I think he does run a good program until the program seems to go wrong, right?
Yeah, he's got a statue built after him.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
to Ty's point about
he's a
Trent-
good coach. I think he's a really good coach.
Yeah, he's an offensive guru, dude. Come on. But to the Trent Baalke point, there was a report about, I think it was Pace. Nobody wants to take the head coaching job of the Bears if Pace is still the GM. Do you think you'd have to hire a coach or president? Would you hire the coach and then have the coach help you with the GM, or would you do it the other way around, hire the GM, then have them help with the interviews of the coach?
I mean, I would think I would want to have the GM already there in place that would sit there with the owner and make the decision on who's going to be the next head coach. I would feel most comfortable with that, probably.
Would you also ask like Fields, just because Fields you hope is your franchise going forward? Like,
oh yeah, I would even have him meet with Fields, like whoever I'm bringing in. If I'm serious about hiring him, like once you narrow that down, I would want him to talk to him.
AJ, in the hierarchy of the NFL, what percentage would you say GM is above coach?
What do you mean?
Like, I know it's not every team where the GM has more power than the coach, but is it most teams where the GM has more power than the coach within the organization?
From what I know, yeah. From what I have seen and what I know, yeah, the GM is usually the GM can fire the coach, and he has kind of final say on. Some GMs are different though. Some GMs will say, "Here we go. I'll build the roster. Head coach, stay out of it. I'm going to build the roster, and then I'm going to give them to you, and they're you, and I'm not going to interfere with football at all. I just want to control the roster, and the coach doesn't have much say in the roster. And other guys, I think it's more like a collaboration where they work together.
I would think you would think then hire GM first, and then have the GM bring in one of versus like where you hire Gruden and he brings in Mayock.
Yeah.
And Gruden's making all the decisions, and Mayock, by all reports, was basically a puppet for the last 3 years.
And
or
I mean,
whatever.
that's like the Rams. Like the McVay, at least this is what they say. McVay kind of gives the GM, I think it's Les Snead, his
Les.
2 cents, and then he goes and does what McVay does. And then, like the Steelers, Tomlin said earlier in the year about like the contracts and everything. He was like, I stay out of that. That's the GM's
Colbert's
job.
been there for 20 years. They hired Tomlin. But speaking of the Rams Niners this weekend, is Jimmy G playing or not? What's he's
still questionable. It said they got a few guys. Elijah Mitchell too, his knee.
They said third day in a row he was throwing.
Yeah, so it seemed like there was that clip of him throwing the ball, and he was spinning the shit out of the pigskin. So
you
it
would think
seems
he
like
plays then, right, Edge?
Yeah, if he could do this. Yeah, I mean, if he's throwing that down the
that's
seam
a
in practice.
fucking seed, dude.
Yeah. What are we talking about here? This guy's ready to go.
But do they want to play Trey Lance? Do they want to see what Trey Lance can do?
Well, no, because they can still
Playoffs are on
if
the
they
line.
win, they're in.
Yeah.
If they
I don't. The Niners confuse me. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are.
if they lose and the Saints win, the Saints are in.
That's crazy. The Saints can make the playoffs.
It's insane. AJ.
With all the turnover on the roster and the amount of like everything that's happened. Like Sean Payton, he's a hell of a coach, man.
2 weeks ago, we were watching fucking Ian Book get decapitated on
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
Against a
How
very
bad?
good
That
football
was a
team.
tough debut to come into.
Yeah, he also did the thing which drives me insane, where he was rolling out to his right, and instead of throwing the ball away, he ran out of bounds for a 3-yard loss, which drives me fucking insane. So that's how I saw that, and I said, "Oh, this guy doesn't have it." Immediately. But yeah, he was in his tough spot.
He had a lot on his plate that night, I feel like. But yes, I know what you're talking. I think you put something on Twitter
I did.
about that.
It happened in the bowl game as well. It drives me insane.
I get it. I understand. Hey, believe me, I get frustrated too. And I try to put myself in their shoes and be like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he saw something flash in front of his face. He didn't want to throw a pick, so he just stepped out of bounds and took a 5-yard loss for no reason.
Another one that frustrates me, and this is more in your area, where it's like 3rd and 13 or something like that, and they throw a little swing pass or something like that, and the linebacker over pursues, and he gets a face mask, even though he knows like 8 of his other teammates are around the ball. That one drives me insane too. But that one's that's more of an effort one.
Yeah, that's one. Hey, I overran this play. Oh no, this looks terrible on film. I got to find a way to get this dude down. And then all of a sudden, you have his face mask, and you're turning his helmet backwards, and you can't see his face anymore.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Usually what happens.
All right, we're going to get to a break. We're going to take a 4-minute break because on the other side, we got Preston Smith of the Green Bay Packers
Here we
joining
go.
us.
Hell yeah.
AJ's going to take over for that one. Ty is super excited,
Love this
obviously.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be back in 4 minutes. On the other side, you'll be listening to the Pat McAfee Show.
We regret to inform you that in the real world, the one that we're living in right now, this is an actual news clip about what's potentially going on amongst the fans in Kansas City. As the Chiefs seem to refine their identity, it seems like the fans are crumbling into pieces. This is, once again, an actual news piece on Fox 4 in Kansas City.
Well, if you spend any time around here on game day, you're likely to be aware of at least one of these men. The man known as the X Factor has been around for decades. He's the one seen in the video getting knocked down by another man who the people of Section 129 may know as Red Extreme.
There's X Factor. Here it is.
This
Chiefs!
Factor about 6 years ago, meeting and whooping it up with young Chiefs fans. And this is X Factor today.
Oh, no. What?
Only recognizable by his foam hat.
What?
The Broncos colors from the hospital. They kicked me out of Arrowhead. First time ever X Factor's been kicked out.
Third person.
We don't have permission to show the video of the X Factor falling after an apparent punch, but it has nearly 1 million views on Twitter. The X Factor explains what happened from his perspective and who is involved.
He's my old apprentice. I actually made him famous. You know, gave him the name Red Extreme. I saw him come run up the stairs at me, and he had that look, I'm going to kill you. And so I tried to grab his jersey to stop him and talk to him, and he, like the movie Friday, he deboed me one punch, and I saw stars. They took me to triage at Arrowhead, checked me out. I felt all right at the time, but then I didn't know I'd broke my ribs.
Red Extreme posted
Jesus.
a
Just like
17-minute video
Yeah.
message to his Facebook page following the incident. He says, "A cup of water was thrown and hit my wife in the back and splashed onto me."
Can't do
He
that.
continues, "I have never in my life felt so bad about feeling so good because knocking that low-life son of a expletive out was the greatest feeling I've had in a long time.
This is
My
actual
problem
news.
is it happened inside the stadium, and I never imagined in my life I would behave in that manner in the stadium." He also accuses the X Factor of being inebriated.
It says that I'm a meth addict, which I'm a cocaine addict and alcoholic. I've been clean for 4 years.
Okay,
He
much
said I
different.
threw a water
Congrats,
bottle
by the
at
way.
him, which I didn't. And I flipped my car a week ago Tuesday. So it's been a wild week. What?
Wait.
This makes me stronger. Jesus, Jesus was persecuted. Of course. I'll come back fighting.
Is looking to press charges at this point, but throughout the day we did try to connect directly with Red Extreme, but were turned down. However, immediately before our broadcast we spoke by phone, and he stressed that anything that the X Factor says should be taken with a big dose of skepticism, and that he himself actually stepped away from the superfan community because of his distrust and distaste of X Factor's behavior.
Wow.
All right, Jacob Kittles.
Thank you, Jacob
Thank you.
Kittlestad.
Thank you, Jacob. No, he's muted. No, he's muted. You're muted.
Hold
AJ.
on.
We
Not on
can't
my
hear
end.
you. Okay, hey, we're good. We're good.
Good. You have me. I don't know whose end it was on, but this is the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk. I hope you guys can hear me now. We have Preston Smith going to join us here at 2:35 today. Obviously, you guys dominating for the Green Bay Packers right now. Probably the hottest team in the NFL. It'll be interesting to see what they're doing this weekend, what their plan may be. The boys are here. I know Toxic Table, you guys are all still there. Everyone's still around, right?
Oh, yeah. There's breaking news, AJ.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Danny Boy Hustle Hard got called a dickhead by Antonio Brown for clout chasing.
Whoa. No. Like online? What happened?
Looks like it just came through into the group chat. It looks like AB's sitting on a podcast. And, he called Danny Boy Hustle Hard a dickhead.
Hey, what podcast was AB on?
Full Send.
Nelk Boys. Oh, the Nelk Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, your guys.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was quick. Where is the AB right now?
I told you. He's in New York, dude. New York's got him now. He can't leave. He's never going to leave.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, did he buy a whole new wardrobe? What happened? Like, he only had that little roller bag. I saw him waiting on the street for his boy to pick him up.
Yeah, he's got a couple sponsorships. I'm sure he picked up a couple new outfits, if we do assume.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
A couple new jumpsuits.
Do you think? I'm sure. I think I know the answer, but I feel like Tom Brady's going to stay classy throughout. He's never going to turn on him, is he?
No way. Brady's from his interviews obviously concerned about him, but I'm sure he's just more pissed that he's not on the team. Like they need him. The wide receiver room was already pretty thin with Godwin being hurt and everything. But did you also see the news, Tony?
No.
That just came through to the group me from Boomer Esiason.
Apparently,
Boomer got a text that Aaron Rodgers may boycott the Super Bowl. I'm not exactly sure.
If the Packers make it that far, Boomer received a text from a trusted source that indicates Aaron Rodgers will threaten to boycott the Super Bowl.
That's the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, well, this is Boomer Esiason. Let's remember, it's the hardest working man in
Wait,
the world.
but what's the reason that he would boycott?
Not exactly positive.
The clip said until they change the COVID testing protocols, he would sit out.
What?
He's told Jordan Love to be ready if they get to the Super Bowl.
Am I supposed to take this serious?
Yeah. At this point, Boomer's just fucking with us. There's no way this is a real thing.
Are you sure?
There's no way.
This is Boomer Esiason, Foxy.
He's
So this
absolutely
just-
messing with us.
Boomer just said this?
Yeah, this just came through the wire. I believe it was during this hour, actually.
Text him back and say you were just joking, AJ.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, this is that's amazing. The fact, think about that. If he did all this stuff, everything happens in the offseason, he does all this, he should win the MVP again, gets the Super Bowl, and then he's going to sit out. Like, really? To say I want better testing protocols?
That'd be like that movie that just came out about the NCAA and J.K. Simmons in it, and the star quarterback sits out before the national championship.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that's about?
I guess.
That was the one where Goose's son sits out? Or
I think.
What?
Yeah.
Goose's son's playing the drums?
What are you talking about?
J.K. Simmons?
You talking Whiplash?
Whiplash? Thank you. Is that it?
No, it's not Whiplash.
Goose's son.
I believe it's called National Champions.
Goose's son is also in Whiplash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goose's son is Miles.
It's Miles, yeah, tell her.
Okay.
When's that coming out, by the way?
Never.
Yeah, maybe I think May it got pushed back to.
I mean, Cruz TC was trying to save the entire industry, so he had a lot on his back.
Yeah.
And I think he did save the entire industry. So
we're gonna get Mission Impossible, the next one, before we're gonna get Top Gun 2.
Well, that Mission Impossible is incredible.
Unbelievable, man. Hey, guys, I think our guest is on the line. So before we let you guys wander off anymore, let's welcome a guy who's absolutely dominating on the field, doing amazing things. Green Bay Packers right now, outside backer, has 9 sacks on the year. I'm sure he'll probably rack up a few more in this last game against Detroit. But let's welcome Preston Smith. What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing great. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, believe me, we are excited you are on here. We just heard some news. They said they break some news that you guys are getting the Super Bowl and Aaron's going to boycott. Has he been walking around the locker room telling everybody that he's going to boycott the Super Bowl for some reason?
Nah, he hasn't given me that information yet. I think he's ready to play in that one.
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think there's a lot of truth to that. What about this week, going into this game against Detroit? Obviously, you guys have everything locked up. Aaron says he's going to play. Devontae is going to play. I don't know how long that may be, but like, what's your guys' mindset going into a game like this? It's kind of weird.
To still show that we're on top of the NFC North. Guys have been preparing to play regardless of the outside noise or whatever. We've been informed that we're going to play, and that nothing's going to change about that. I don't know how long we're going to play. That's above my pay grade. But I'm going out there expecting to play as long as I can, and to go out there and dominate for as long as I can while I'm on the field.
Yeah, I believe me. Your guys' defense has dominated a lot of games this year, and when you couple that with what your offense is doing, you guys are a scary team to face. That's why you're in the position you are. But is there anything you guys could point to, or like when your defense, like you guys get turnovers in bunches, you guys create pressure on the quarterback? Like, is there anything different that has changed over the course of this season?
I just think, like, even with all the guys that, all the mixed pieces that have been coming in, like Rasul and guys that wasn't here at the beginning of the year, the guys that come in and contribute at a high level, I think just coming in and with their mind in the right place and ready to go out there and make plays and just coming in and playing together. I think that's the biggest thing we got going for us, is that we play together and we all know the standard and the expectations when you touch the field. It's not supposed to be no drop off no matter who's on the field. You're expected to play at a high level, and you're expected to go out there and do your job just like the person in front of you would.
Man, what was it like when you first got to Green Bay? Obviously a big free agent signing. You come in and you're facing that offense, and you line up in training camp or whatever, and you see Aaron Rodgers and running that offense. How much better does that make your defense, and how tough is that, especially in camp when you may do some ones-on-one?
I think just going against guys like David Bakhtiari and, on the other side of Tay and Aaron Jones and that loaded offense, and of course Aaron Rodgers, going against them, you don't get to go against, like I told those guys when I got here, you don't get to go against top tier talent every day in practice. So you got to take advantage of it, and this is what's going to make you better, because you're not going to see Aaron Rodgers every Sunday during the game. So you have to prepare, and if you do well against him, I know we can do better against anybody else, because guys not going to make the throws he make, guys not going to make the reads he make, and guys not going to, improvise as well as he can improvise out there with the football. So we just know we got to try our best to, dominate and to make sure that he doesn't have fun. It's a great day of practice, and we try to talk trash, keep him going. And, he has some days, but I think, if we haven't put the record out there, but defense, we've been on top, in camp.
Really?
Yeah.
How was Aaron coming back at you guys? Does he like to talk back when you guys get a little chippy?
Yeah. He get out there and he start talking trash. We start talking trash. Don't let us have a great day against him. We start doing this celebration. We start doing the belt. We all put the belt on, and then he comes out the next day firing. I think it's I think it's rigged. Camp is kind of scripted.
Absolutely.
I mean, the next day after we dominate the offense, the next day I think it's kind of scripted for them to have all the zone beaters against us, and we just seems like we're running one zone the whole day, and they just keep on hitting us in those soft spots. But that's just my personal opinion.
No, you're right. You got a script for success. They do that for Aaron Still in year 17. They're gonna pick it apart. But another guy, huge Packers fan here on the show, Ty Schmidt, wants to ask you a good one. Ty, what do you have?
Yeah, Preston, I always see on Twitter Kenny Clark and MVS going back at each other, making fun of each other and that kind of stuff. It seems like you guys are really close, just like the entire team. Who is the funniest guy in the locker room, and is there one person that is very easy to clown on or kind of gets clowned the most?
Kenny is definitely that guy that gets clowned on the most. Our lockers are really next to each other, and it's between me and MVS. I'm going to take the crown as the funniest, in close second is MVS. But all our jokes are really centered around Kenny because he's such an easy target, and some of his comebacks he tries to fight back, but sometimes his jokes are really weak. But some days he goes home, he writes down some material, and he comes in the next day ready to use it, and it sometimes just doesn't work. Sometimes it might be a little funny, but we give him a little chuckle, but it's not really that funny majority of the time.
Hey, what's LaFleur like? We know he's offensive guru, all that stuff. How involved is he with the defense, and how much interaction do you guys have, even on game day with him?
I love Mac, man. His energy and him as a coach and as a person is such a great person to have. A great person to play for. His energy is unmatched. He comes in ready to work every day, ready to get better, ready to compete. And, he has little things here and there to help us stay on our toes. And, it's just him as a coach is such a great person to, play for and to be a part of the organization with him.
So have you thought about, have they told you what your schedule may look like after the Lions game? Do you guys get a certain amount of days off? You get away? What happens?
I think they're going to tell us after the game or something. I don't know how much time they'll give us off. Or I know they're going to give us some days to get our body back, get ready for the next round of the playoffs. And but we're just focusing on this week to get ready to go out there and beat the Lions, and then focus on our next opponent after that.
Hey, what was just a random question I have? What was last year like when you guys would play and there was nobody in the stands and you could hear everything from both sidelines? So I'm sure you could hear coaches, you can hear what the offense is doing. Was that good for you defensively, or did that hurt you guys?
I think it's kind of good, but it's kind of hurtful because sometimes you hear too much. As far as coaches yelling on the sideline and tips, and sometimes they might yell something they think gonna happen and it don't happen, and then now you're playing. Now you kind of can hear that, listening for that.
Watch the screen, watch the draw, they yell 6 different plays.
Exactly, and sometimes they might slow down your play or whatever because now you're looking for the screen to draw. Now it don't happen. It's a regular pass, and now you're moving slow, and it's now you don't have that big of an advantage you will with the noise. So sometimes I love the reason why I love game days. The coach is not so close to the field, you can't hear them as much. You just go straight to play. So that's really an advantage to have the fans back. I can't hear my coach from the sideline as much, or the coaches from the sideline yelling. So it's just going out there and playing.
Hey, how much of an advantage do you think being in Lambeau in the playoffs, the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC runs through Lambeau? We know it's going to be cold, it's going to be awesome. That's what the greatest games to watch, especially when it snows, or Packer playoff games in Lambeau. Is that something that you guys think about or talk about?
Yeah, we just know that's a big advantage to have. Other than home field advantage and just being able to stay here and play home and not have to travel, the other advantage we have is the weather and then the fans. They're unmatched. You can't hear. I can barely hear on defense when they're yelling, and I know the offense can barely hear. So just us having that advantage to be out there and play at that high level in that environment, and other teams have to come in and they're not used to the environment. We're practicing it all week and we're preparing it all week, and then we go out there on Sundays and we're used to it. I don't think you can simulate that type of environment in no place other than here. When I played for Washington, you don't have no dome that you can make hotter if you got to go down south, and there's no outdoor you can make colder when you got to come up here. So I just think that's the biggest advantage we have, and it's just a great place to play for me. And I think as far as us defense, those receivers come in, they don't want to catch because they're not used to this cold weather and that ball hitting their hand. I think it's a really great advantage for us.
Yeah, it is, and that crowd seems so loud because LaFleur seems to be spending half the game just pumping the crowd up, isn't he? I don't know if you could see him, but when you guys are on D, it's like he's yelling at the crowd to get going. Are you guys aware of that?
Occasionally, I look over there and I see him over there turn the crowd up. Then then sometimes you glance up at the jumbotron in between, the plays, and
he looks pissed. He looks like he's pissed. Like, get up.
Yeah,
He's
y'all not
mad at the
making enough
crowd.
noise, and I love that because you want the coach. The coach, he understands that's our advantage, and he wants us to use all of our advantages to the best of our ability, and especially if it's going to help us win games and help prevent the offense from having success.
Absolutely. Connor, you have a question?
Yeah, Preston, how's it been to play with a guy, Devondre Campbell, who you guys added in free agency? Did he come in and immediately become like a leader of that defense, or through, the course of the season and obviously how well he's played, he just kind of molded into that naturally?
I think he came in like most new guys. You come in and get a feel for how things are going and the tempo of how it's going to be around the building. And he fit in very well, man. I knew from watching film and breaking down other teams that when I see him play in Arizona and in Atlanta, he was a guy who made a lot of plays and he was overlooked. And when we got him, I knew that this is a guy that can be a huge asset to this defense from playing sideline to sideline. He hits the gaps and he makes great plays for us and a lot of big plays for us. But when he got here, man, he was a guy just willing to work and do whatever it takes to help the team be successful. And he's been a great addition. I think he's been a steal for whatever we got him for. I know he's played and he's going to earn him some big money in the future, but I know he's such a big asset to this defense. I love playing with him. I love his energy he brings each and every week.
I think he is an absolute stud. Like just his presence on the defense too, I think affects quarterbacks. He's always in the throwing lanes. Like he's so tall, like he can cover so much ground. Like very impressive what he's done. But what about Rasul Douglas? How does that happen where a guy can kind of bounce around and all of a sudden the dude's a star? We see how good he is. It doesn't happen all the time.
It definitely doesn't happen often, but a guy like Rasul, you don't anticipate getting a guy off the streets or from another team with that much ability and having him come in and produce at such of a high level. That's great to the Packer management guys for getting him in here. He's been a huge addition to this team since Jair has been out, and we know other injuries to the back end, such as Kevin, a lot of guys being hurt on the back end. He's been such a huge addition. He stepped up in a major way. He's closed some games out for us when we really needed him most, and I'm really happy to have him here. I know he's a great guy. He's a great teammate, great guy, a lot of energy, respectful guy, loves to come in and work, loves to, do whatever it takes to win, and you got to love having guys like that on your team.
Yeah, hey, you guys are very fun to watch. Oh, hey, Preston, we have a special guest, Pat McAfee's calling in from a jet, it looks like. Pat, what's up?
Hey, AJ, hey, you're doing a great job. Preston, you think it's because Rasul Douglas went to West Virginia? He's such a cool guy. I don't know how I sound, but I just wanted to give an update. New airport. We have 15 minutes to change the manifest. I will be not driving for 2 hours when I get to Connecticut. It's beautiful news. Yeah. Preston, quick question.
I'm listening.
And I don't mean to flex on you, Preston. I mean, I am in the back of a G200. No big deal. Whoa. But I got nothing but time. I'm alone. Preston, that defense early in the season, AJ might have asked about this. Early in the season, we didn't know what to expect from the Joe Barry-led defense. Then everybody kind of played on a string. Could you feel that? Could you feel the transition of like the beginning of the defense to whenever you guys got like really fucking good and dominant?
Yeah, I just think we just had to get in the flow of things. I know we start off rough in the first game against the Saints, but once guys got on the same page, it's playing on this defense is easy for us to communicate with each other. We're like a band of brothers, so it's easy for us to talk and fix things amongst each other as well as the coaching staff. So just having that ability and the easy, being so transparent to be able to talk to each other and fix things when we see an issue or we see things we can fix, it's easy to communicate and fix it and get back on the same page to make sure that we all are successful and we're playing at a high level together.
Hey, what's your Friday schedule like? Do you guys practice today, or is today were you like a recovery day?
We just finished practice not too long ago, and now we're done. And I get to talk, spend a little bit of my afternoon with you great guys.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on. Pat's got another one for you, I know.
Well, yeah, that's why I was so pumped to get on here because I never met you. I'm a big fan of your work, though, in the field, dude. You're an absolute stud. So thank you for joining us.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, man, I'm just trying to grow up and be like you so I can sit on jets and fly places.
Yeah, you're almost there. I mean, a couple more punch-outs, a couple more sacks. You got to do what you got to do. Going into the playoffs, I mean, at the beginning of the year, and I don't know if AJ asked you this, you guys got fucking bum-rushed by the Saints, dude. I mean, that first week was a terrible, I think, for everybody, especially us following along. I've become a Packers fan here the last few years, obviously, after meeting Aaron and kind of, investing time in the team. And then the offseason with all the drama. Then that first game happens on the defensive side of the ball, you guys weren't playing your best ball either. Was there ever doubt in there? Did you guys ever have a doubt, or was it like, we got the guys, we're going to be okay, we'll figure it out?
No, we all came together and knew that wasn't going to be our best game. That was going. We came to the conclusion that was going to be our worst game of the season. We wasn't going to do nothing to go up from there, and we knew that was our first time, like even throughout the preseason besides practice, that was our first time having live game action together because none of us played in the preseason. Due to short preseason, and I'm trying to try to see other guys to see if they can be great additions to the team. None of us played in the preseason, so that was our first live action together. First live action going against tempo or any other type of looks in with referees or any live setting. So we just knew we got a wake up call. We knew we had to speed our process up really fast and get on the same page and get play at a high level a whole lot better. And we knew from that game that was going to be our worst game, that we had to go nowhere but up from there. And that's what we've been doing, playing together, trying to fly around, make plays, and be disruptive as a unit.
Hey, Preston, last thing for me.
AJ, I'm sorry. AJ might ask you this, but you just talked about not playing in the preseason game. This last game with the number 1 seed already locked up, like a lot of people are like, what's going to happen? Are you going to play or you're not going to play? And I don't need you to tell us what you're going to do. But has that been something you guys have talked about behind the closed doors there? That has had to be a conversation somewhere.
Yeah, we all talk about it. We all want to play, and we all want to win. So, we can't control the circumstance. If they tell us, if you're not playing, this person's playing, you're not playing, you're dressed, you're not dressed. We can't control that. That's above my pay grade, and I don't make enough money to make that decision. But if I'm playing to win. If all the guys who are playing, they're automatically playing to win. And a lot of guys want to go out there and play. And they want to go play and win. And they want to go make as many plays they can to help get this team to 14-3.
Hey, last thing for me, quick before we get out of here. Do you ever watch old footage from 20 years ago and watching outside backers and DNs just pummel quarterbacks and drive them into the ground and their highlights, and there you don't get suspended and fined $1 million? Do you ever get jealous watching some of that?
Yeah, sometimes I think about how soft the NFL is getting and how this game is starting to look more like a 7-on-7. You can't hit nobody as hard, which is, why you play the game of football. If you don't want to hit nobody hard, you go play basketball. That's what I was told. But, that we feel like a lot of times we look at these, these new rules and we like the game is getting softer or, you're taking the advantages away to actually, utilize your size and your strength against guys and actually utilize your violence. This is the game where you play to, take out your violence. This is the only thing you can do in life where it's legal to hit somebody and you don't have to go to jail for it. So I just think having that advantage, we got to stop softening the game up, and we got to make the NFL violent again.
Hey, have you always just enjoyed hitting people? Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't like playing offense. I got the ball. I didn't really like being hit. And, I just like because I like to dish it out. I don't want to take the hits. I like to go hit people.
You're the hammer. You're not.
That's why I kicked. Yeah. I didn't want to hit anybody or get hit. That's why you kick a ball. It's like I don't want to hit him. I don't want to get hit. I just want to be celebrated by everybody. I appreciate you joining us, Preston. You're really cool, man. You should come back.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Anytime y'all want me back, man, we crack jokes, have some laughs, man. Maybe I get to ride on the jet next time we do the interview on the jet or something.
Yeah.
This is stupid, isn't it? This is dumb. I was a fucking punter, dude. College dropout punter.
Bring some people with you, man. What are you doing by yourself?
Exactly, man. You can't live life by yourself.
It's exhausting. Traveling is exhausting. I don't need the boys just because I want to be a WWE commentator. The boys need to have their Friday night spent flying after a long, hard week. That's a very selfish move by me. Now, with that being said, also very selfish saying I'm flying on private planes all the time. It's kind of a give and take. Preston, you're the man. I'm taking off. AJ, you're the best. Cheers, guys.
All right. Hey, thanks, Preston. We're gonna get out of here. We have a hard out, but hey, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Good luck in the playoffs. Good luck this week with Detroit, however long that may be. Try to jump in there and maybe get 3 sacks early, and then call it a day. Take your shoulder pads off.
I'm gonna be trying.
Yeah,
trying to
try
to get some sacks here and there too.
There you go. Get some sunflower seeds in the sideline. It'll be a fun ride into the playoffs. But thanks so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Preston Smith.
Yeah!
Love you, Preston.
Love you, Preston.
AJ, you're big.
Having a hell of a year too, isn't he, Ty?
Yeah, big time, big time. He had 12 sacks. I think he had a career high his first year with the Packers, and then he didn't play great last year. But like they need, with Za'Darius being out the entire year, like they really needed him to step up this year, and he has been very, very good.
AJ, you think one of the pass rushers or defenders for the Packers, since they're going up against MCDC, will do the Gary Bertier where he makes that play in the championship game and he runs over to the opposing sideline, fucking points right in the. I don't think it was Ed Henry. I think
it was the semifinals.
Yeah,
it was something right before Ed Henry and fucking points in MCDC's face.
What does he say?
He says, "You."
Yeah, he just points at him.
Is that Gary Bertier?
Yeah.
All right, man, that guy got in a car wreck, didn't he?
He did.
Oh, yeah. He did.
Rest in peace, Gary.
Yeah, someone maybe. What if Aaron does that after he throws a touchdown pass?
That'd be awesome. Can you get Aaron to do that?
Well, Aaron's not going to play in the Super Bowl, so I don't think he'd do that.
Oh, you're right. I might have to try to FaceTime him. I need to get an answer. If he's going to sit out the Super Bowl, that sucks because we're going to be out there.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to know that before going to the game potentially.
Is he going to sit out because he wants, like, they're doing like everyday testing if you're not boosted? He wants it every other day. Is that what he's pushing for?
Seems like some along those lines. Yeah,
just a huge drastic thing. Yeah.
Yeah. If it wasn't anybody, like if anybody else reported this, I probably wouldn't believe it. But because it's Boomer, it feels like we have to believe.
Man, I grew up a Boomer fan. I grew up a Bengals fan, a Boomer fan, and there's been a lot of Boomer slander the last few days.
Well, he's a clown.
Worlds colliding.
I didn't know he was an insider. Has he been putting stuff like out this for years? Does he always do this?
I don't know about years, but definitely recently.
Yeah, recently. I also haven't heard him report really anything. I didn't actually know they did a radio show aside from the CBS show. But yeah, now I think Funhouse is the one that put out the clip if you want to go see it.
I just sent it to him. Also, there's more coming out from that AB interview podcast or whatever. Really? Basically, he said that Tom Brady was his friend because he's a good football player, and Tom wouldn't have been friends with him otherwise. And he basically said that he was on a prove-it contract, and if he was actual friends, he wouldn't be on a prove-it contract like Gronk, because Gronk's one of his actual boys.
Yep.
I mean, this is going to get interesting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what is it? 56 the hard out, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, I cannot wait to see how this all plays out. But Tom will take the high road, I believe.
Oh yeah,
throughout this all. But the biggest thing that I think people need to realize, like AB he creates a ton of production for that offense, for that team. That's what I'm worried about. How do you replace that production? I'm not sure. We're gonna hop off here in a few seconds. I know on Sirius XM we will be back Monday. Pat will be back Monday. Black Monday, Overreaction Monday. Oh, yeah. We'll see you then.
Good job.
Whoa, AJ.
God damn, that was good.
Holy hell. You've been practicing, haven't you?
All the time. I sit here and practice by myself.
Come on back.
Have Axel.
Come on back.
I have Axel count down from 30, and I just have to talk until I hit the post.
Was he in the driveway fucking driving around his Bigfoot yesterday?
Those were my niece and nephew that live right next door. Basically, drove his little Tonka truck over when he saw 45 cars pulling up to the house.
Smart.
I didn't know.
I thought that was Axel, and he was about to go rogue and take them all out.
No, it's good. Axel wasn't there. He would have been trying to steal instruments, and it would have been rough. He was still in school.
What did he get you for his birthday? For your birthday, sorry.
What did Axel get me? My 4.5-year-old?
Yeah.
That's a good question. My son who just turned 6 found a Post-it note and wrote "Happy Birthday" in his handwriting, and then signed it, and then put it in an envelope and sealed the envelope and gave it to me. I was like,
that's
amazing.
pretty sweet.
That's sick.
That's pretty awesome,
man. Yeah, and he can barely write.
Where'd you go last night? Morton's?
No, not Morton's. The place I love around here, like a
Capital Grill?
Steakhouse deal. Capitol Grill. No, you know where I would have gone? My favorite
Hyde
restaurant. Yeah, Hyde Park. You're right. How do you know, Nick?
I knew it. You're in Ohio.
Hyde Park's your favorite restaurant?
Well, it's like there's like this older one I like to go to that's like dark and small and old and like low ceilings. It's sweet. They usually have like somebody out there playing the piano by the bar. It's a cool spot.
Really? What'd you get?
You got a wine locker?
Ribeye?
I do not have a wine locker. I'm not a big wine guy. I'm probably surprised to hear that. Yeah.
I'll have a Bud Heavy.
What?
I went through a period where I was drinking Bud for a while.
What about the Yellow Jackets?
What?
Coors Original?
Coors.
Oh, yeah.
Banquet beer.
Banquet beers. Now, I like Coors Original. Now, General Bob came. It was awesome. It was a fun dinner.
Oh, yeah.
What did he drink? A fifth of whiskey?
Yeah, they give eight whiskey sours.
Every Friday I call into Bob's radio show, and I called in this morning, and they were talking about the dinner and stuff. And Bob
vibes all night.
Bob is the king of He's not worried about mixing. You know, people don't want to mix different alcohols. Like they stick with what they stick with. No, Bob's gonna have like, okay, Manhattan. Okay, then I'll have an old fashioned. Then I'll have a glass of red wine. Then I'll have a margarita, and then I'll get a decaf coffee with amaretto in it or something.
That's awesome.
It's like it's amazing. Like how he can mix everything. It doesn't matter. He'll wake up at 4:30 and be squatting 550 before it's light out. So
Hope his wife drove home.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Good,
No,
good,
he didn't have all those drinks last night. I'm saying I was trying to illustrate how he's not scared to change.
Can meet Columbus legends. They just have the police department driving home.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I also am on the Bob Carpenter side of I don't believe in you can't mix the alcohols. I'll be honest. I mean, I won't be waking up squatting 450, but
you're still really young though.
Yeah,
How old are you?
I mean, 32.
Nope.
What are you, 26?
Close. Yeah.
27?
All right, 31. You guys got me.
What are you only 26?
Yeah.
No, some people can. I mean, you could do it. Most people get worried that you're gonna feel. What's the saying?
Beer before liquor.
You've never been sicker.
Yeah, or
Liquor
done
for beer,
quick.
you're in the clear.
clear.
That shit doesn't. Dude, drink what you want. Drink it all night. Drink it all day. It doesn't matter.
I think as long as like if you're going from whiskey to beer and you just say what after you do it, I think like you're good.
No, we've always talked about the best is when you're fucked up and you go, I need to sober up, and then you just have beer. It's like that. I just need to sober up. We have some beers.
Smart.
Well, that's what all the IPA crowd though. If you pull out like a Bud Light, they all yell at you and say you're drinking water.
Wow.
Well, those
I'm not a part of
IPAs.
I don't think we have any IPA people in this office.
Are any of you guys big wine guys?
I've developed.
I'll slap the bag.
I like drinking
I'm
it
becoming a big wine guy. Foxy's a big wine guy.
I
Is
mean,
he?
gun to my head, I'll drink a whole bottle of wine. You know.
I used to
I
live.
went through a spurt after we went out to like Napa, and I've been there once, and I went through a little spurt where I liked red wine for a while, and then now I don't like any. I don't know if I smoked too many cigars and my taste buds changed, but it just tastes terrible to me now.
I thought you said you love the oaky flavor of a nice red right before bed.
Did you know where you were going with that?
Nope.
It's good for heart health. It's good for heart health.
Yeah, bottle and a half of red wine's great for your heart.
Exactly.
The antioxidants.
Resveratrol or whatever they try to.
Heart's more important than your liver. Okay.
You know what the truth is? No matter what you drink, no matter what kind of alcohol, no matter how many kind of anti-hangover pills or potions you want to take the night before, if you drink enough, you're going to feel pretty terrible the next day.
It's all about sleep, dude. I can have 2 drinks and go to bed at 3 a.m. and I'm going to feel like shit, or I could have 12 drinks, go to bed at 10 p.m. I'm going to feel great the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. You ever get the IVs?
Nah.
I have heard those work like a charm, though.
I don't see. I've never tried it. People have told me different things, but I feel like the way to do it would be, okay, when I get home that night, I need someone standing there to hook me up as I'm going to bed, because you need to get a couple bags in you that night, and then maybe the next morning you get another juice up, right?
Correct.
I don't know. The next morning, I'm usually just looking for another wiggy.
Connor, do you still smoke cigs?
When in Rome.
What does that mean?
Means if they're around and someone's smoking them, I might stumble over.
You don't buy it? You don't go buy
them?
it?
Who am I to say no?
No, I mean, I've been trying to, grow up a little bit, maybe move past the cigarette phase of my life. But, I mean, it's something that I'll just always do naturally, I think. But, yeah, I'm not buying 3 packs a week like I used to.
Were you really buying that many?
Yeah, it was around there.
Wait, when did you start? When was your first cig?
8th grade, actually.
Were you like a smoker? You became a smoker in 8th grade?
No. I didn't become like a smoker till college.
And then I'm sure it started like, hey, I smoke when I drink, and then it's like, okay, I smoke after I drink, and then I'm a smoker?
No. It started like I'm going to smoke butts every single day, at least 10 of them. And then it just slowly built and built and built. And then at some point I woke up like, and I decided I have to stop doing this.
How do you feel? What's it feel like being hungover and when you smoked 19 cigs before you went to bed?
It feels like death, but I'll tell you what, when you wake up hungover and you smoke that breakfast cig,
while you're still in bed? While you're still in bed?
No, I would only smoke in my friends' houses. I would never smoke in my own house. Just because the smell. You don't want that to stick to your own walls. What are we talking about here? Come on, dude.
You smoke in your car?
No, I never had a car until I moved out here, so I did not smoke in my car. No.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I don't understand it. It seems pretty difficult to quit though. Is that harder? Are cigs harder to quit than dip?
I think they're like one and the same, really, just tobacco in general. The really hard part is trying to get your friends addicted to them. I succeeded a few times. I got a couple kids to quit a couple sports teams, turned them on to cigs, and we had an unbelievable, porch crew every morning, 8 o'clock before anybody had a 9 a.m. We were out there shooting the shit, kicking the can, smoking butts, and then we went to go get breakfast. It was awesome. It was a good routine we had.
I found that chew and cigs are slightly easier to quit than meth.
Yes.
Really? When did you kick meth, Diggs? Congrats.
2012.
How long of a run did you have?
A year and a half. It was a dark 18 months.
I mean, I hope you're serious.
He was just
No.
watching Breaking Bad. That's why he got
No,
into
no,
it.
no, I'm not serious. Never dabbled in the meth.
Diggs, you saying no matter how much you drink, if you get enough hours of sleep, you're not hungover. That is not how a hangover works.
Well, it is for me, Paul.
That's just not real.
I just don't know. I don't want to tell you.
Some people don't get hungover. I know
Yeah.
people that claim they don't get hungover.
I very rarely get hungover, and I get boozed up. Decent
That's why.
Isn't it John Dale? You don't wait long enough to get hungover, right? You just keep drinking.
No, I mean, the key is knowing, okay, listen, I'm going to feel terrible tomorrow if I don't just stick my entire arm down my throat right now and make myself puke. You do that before you go to bed, you drink a couple glasses of water, you are good to go the next morning.
Yeah, at no surprise, I'm the biggest fucking baby when it comes to hangovers.
Which is weird because your dad invented hangovers.
I don't know if I get hungover.
Is your dad still going hard, Foxy?
Yeah, I mean, he just drinks his beers. It's like part of his diet. He's Can't got get hungover if you keep drinking. All good.
I mean, I know there's. How old is your dad?
He's in his 50s.
Yeah, I know there's people that I know definitely guys in that age range where that's just what they do. They just drink beer starting at a certain time, and that's just what they never even seem drunk. And they're like, "How many beers do you have?" I go, "Oh, there's 19 bottles over there.
Yes.
I guess I had all that."
That's 100% my dad. My dad has 6 brothers, and they're all the exact same. So they've been drinking beer since they were 13.
Are you Catholic?
Yeah.
Yeah, big Catholic deal.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic too. That's kind of a. I had a extended family member that got buried with multiple cases of beer in the coffin.
That's
sweet.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they said the coffin was so hard to carry because the dude was already big and they had so many things that they put in there that were his favorite things. It was tough for all the pallbearers, I guess.
That's a nerve-wracking job.
Pallbearer carrying the casket?
Yeah.
You're right. How many times have you done it?
Two or three. Couple.
Yeah, but if you
couple
fall,
grandparents.
Hopefully you have enough people on that sucker that if you drop your hand off, that the person that doesn't tip over, the dead body falls.
I'm just
out.
saying it's nerve-wracking.
It is, there's a lot of emotions involved, and then you're like, all right, I got to stay strong and carry this sucker. Yeah, you're right, there is.
New coffins, they lock now, so it won't open when you tip them over for that case.
Just the new ones? I'm glad they invented that now.
Well, if you're
You guys-
still alive,
hey-
you need to get out.
I mean,
Too bad.
Then your family is fucked up way beyond, screwing up dropping the coffin or whatever.
You guys have Hammer Down today?
Yeah.
15 minutes after this, we're going to wrap this sucker up here in a minute. Hammer Down, what do
Somebody
you
have
do?
birthday plans?
What do you mean? What do I do?
AJ, this is exactly. I said this to them this morning. It's unbelievable how they can pivot to different sports and hit bets and know what the hell they're talking about. Because I cannot follow anything but the NFL, and they're able to do it with fucking damn near college. Right now, you're in college basketball.
Gumpy is a goddamn unicorn. He watches 23 hours of sports every day.
Yeah.
So, and then Nick has the NHL.
Yes.
And then I sprinkle in on top of everything else.
But would you guys watch those sports if you weren't gambling on them?
I don't have to watch the sport to gamble on it. I made 8 picks last night in college basketball. I didn't watch 1 minute of college basketball.
How'd you do?
4-4.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I had watched 0 minutes of college basketball before I made any of those.
Yeah. I mean, how does anyone? How do you watch all of? There's too many things to watch. And I actually watched some of an NBA game. The Warriors got beat by somebody 2 nights ago, I believe. I don't know, but
Yeah, the Mavericks. It was Dirk's jersey retirement.
There it is.
That's right.
Yep, Luka got hurt at the end, but Steph has struggled the last few games, I guess. But man, it's fun to watch the Warriors and Steph play. It really is. Like the dude is so good.
Yeah, Klay Thompson's coming back Sunday. The hockey being on ESPN now is unbelievable. Like I just threw the Bruins game on yesterday. It was so sweet.
That's the best thing. Nick, that's a huge deal for the NHL, right? That it's on ESPN because we all know like ESPN's the default channel that like every TV goes to.
Yes. It is a huge deal. That's what it's all about, getting the casual eyeballs on, because so many people now have grown up for the past 10, 15, 20 years now without it being. Like when I was growing up, when I was very young, it was on ESPN. National games, it was Tuesday or Wednesday night was National Hockey Night, and they'd feature a game, and it was incredible. The iconic music and all that. Now, like you can go to a bar and see a hockey game on TV once again, or you got a night where you're sitting on the couch and you're flipping through, and there's a hockey game. It was tough. NBC Sports wasn't in everybody's household.
NBC Sports, are they shutting down?
They're dead.
Yeah, they're dying.
What's that channel going to be now?
Meekum Auto Auctions 24/7.
That'd be awesome.
It's literally just been a screen saying like go to the USA Network to watch whatever was on here. Like all the English Premier League that was on NBC Sports is now on USA Network or Peacock.
I think they're trying to bring back Spike TV.
Really?
Ooh, Slam Ball? I believe so.
Slam Ball is awesome.
About 1,000 Ways to Die.
1,000 Ways to Die, Mansers, all the
What
classics.
about Pros versus Joes?
Oh, only if, AJ. Only if.
Well, I mean, we were watching Goldberg
and Kevin Green.
Yeah. KG. Did KG light some people up?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
His nose was bleeding after the second hit. Like, that's how hard he was going.
Killing people.
I wish you guys could have been there when I asked him about the Pros versus Joes episode. Like, the way he described it was like he was winning a Super Bowl ring. Like how he talked about his mentality going into it, and like just how he was, like his brain, such a special, one of the greatest humans ever to live. But at the same time, probably the biggest savage to walk this earth. Like the guy you would take with you to anything. And just, oh man, he talked about how he wanted to light that dude up, and he wasn't going to stop at anything. Like it was awesome to listen to him talk about
the very
that.
first run of the thing. Goldberg went one way. KG, it wasn't their best play, and then basically he was like, "All right, Goldberg, get out of my fucking way," and just dominated the rest of the time.
A couple of the guys had never played football either, which is always a treat. You got a guy down and fucking.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trying to block Goldberg at the point of attack, and then you got Kevin Green coming in to clean up the mess. It's awesome.
Kevin Green just Cobra striking. That's his MO. Like Cobra strike, hands against somebody that never played football.
No, he was playing off ball. Goldberg was playing in a 3-point stance against this Joe in a 3-point stance, and then there was a running back who had the ball. So Goldberg would just dominate the fucking dude who was in a 3-point next to him, and then KG would just have a
full head of steam
with the running back.
I'm going to go back and find this online and watch it.
You should.
If you go to Amazon Prime, you can buy that episode, and it's only like 99 cents.
Well worth it.
It's worth it.
John Rocker also in that episode.
John Rocker, what does he do?
Yeah, it was something like he throws a pitch over their head, and the Joes have to like go try to like shoot for a takedown on the mound or something. It's wild.
It was one of the best episodes I've ever seen.
That is a great. I'm definitely going to go buy that one. Was Petros Papadakis the host?
Yes, he was.
I don't know if you guys ever. Petros has a big show out in L.A. a radio show.
He looked much different then.
Did he? Petros
not as clean, not as put together.
Bro, he is hilarious. He's awesome. I did some games with him. He was
Reggie Bush before Reggie Bush, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Actually, is that what they say?
Didn't he play running back?
Yes, he did. I believe they were like 3-8 the year he was there.
USC.
But
USC tailback, though.
Yeah, SC running back. That's right.
Yeah, he's dialed in to everything LA too. He knows everything about all the high schools out there, like the players. Like
Are you staying at his house? Guy. Are you staying at his house for a Super Bowl?
Maybe I'll shoot a text. Hey Petros, if COVID doesn't shut the Super Bowl down in LA, can I stay with you? You think he'll let me?
Yeah, probably. But I would bet on going to Texas if I were you, AJ.
I don't know, man. LA didn't Rappaport say that though? They may be hosting playoff games. Like,
yeah.
And they were supposed to have it last year, and it got moved.
Yeah, there's no way they're moving it again. I don't think,
no,
unless things get much
it's surrounding it. What's the Super Bowl? You guys know it's like, yeah, the game is one thing, but the mass amount of people come in the week the week leading up to it to go to all the parties and all this stuff. Like, can they still do all that in LA?
I think you just have to wear masks. So whether people want to,
and it's going to be outside most likely.
I think a lot of them will be outside. Yeah.
Okay, man. I hope it. Everything goes as planned. I wonder what Radio Row is going to look like.
Well, I know you and Zeke are sharing a king bed together, so
King. I thought it was we were doing a single.
Yeah,
we'd be head to foot, right? Don't you sleep head to foot?
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Oh my goodness! Can you imagine?
It'll knock you out.
I can't imagine, but you better start.
That'd be your
because
first.
that's what you're doing.
That'd be your first documented concussion.
That sounds awful. That sounds horrendous. It really does. Well, fellas, we're gonna get out of here. Hammer Down will be on here at 15 minutes. What do you say, Diggs? 3:30.
3:30, my friend.
3:30 Hammer Down. I have no idea how you give any kind of picks this week. I know
Good luck.
we did our picks against the spread, but who knows? I guess the whole season's been crazy, so who knows? We're in for some more chaos here the last week of the season, but boys, appreciate you. Thanks for everything. We will see you Monday, Black Monday, and Overreaction Monday. So there'll be some coaches that get fired right after the game Sunday night, won't there?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait, especially Monday morning.
Bye-bye,
Can't
Nagy.
wait to watch these guys' life go down the tube.
Yeah.
So
New city, you know?
Yeah, wish them well.
Yeah, new experience. Happy birthday, by the way, AJ.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Good for you. You made it to 38, pal. You did it.
Congrats,
all right?
AJ. Hey, enjoy
Congratulations.
Morton's tonight.
Happy
Huh?
birthday. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I made it. Thank you for everything. All right, guys, everybody, thanks for watching. We will see you all on Monday.